Before we officially start the show, I just want to say that this episode is going to be a fundraiser for the USO, as past gaming episodes has been on this channel. Um, I like to support the military in one way or another, whether it's through the USO, which their entire point is to support the troops, whether they're traveling from home to their new station or whether they're traveling overseas. The USO is always there to support them with entertainment, with snacks if they need it, a place to sort of hang their head if you're in between flights and stuff. It's just a great organization that, does what we all should be doing, my own personal opinion here, and that's supporting those who protect us, ultimately. So if you're capable, if you're interested, it is there as an option in the chat button if you're catching this live, and after the fact, I think you can still donate to it if you are interested. But if not, that's okay too. So let's start the show. Welcome to another Dragonlance Saga gaming episode. Today is our first of our four-part SAGA System Dragonlance Fifth Age mini-campaign, I should say, called Forget the Kender. It is Braca Guildember the 22nd. My name is Adam. I would like to take a moment and thank the members of this channel and invite you to consider becoming a member by visiting the links in the description below, and always remind you that you can always pick up Dragonlance gaming materials by using the affiliate link also in the link below. So as a way of us setting up this episode and SAGA System time frame, welcome to Krynn. We are in a time called the Fifth Age. 33 years ago, the gods stood side by side with the mortals of this planet and fought Ionthus, or Chaos, together. They succeeded in defeating him, only with the promise of leaving Krynn forever. In the gods' absence, massive alien dragons from another planet discovered Krynn and claimed it for themselves. After a bloody dragon purge, a few of these dragons claimed territory for themselves as dragon overlords. Now, mortals must either accept their subjugation or fight against these monstrosities in secret. With the absence of the gods, both arcane and divine magic has left with them. However, Palin Majir and Goldmoon have discovered sorcery and mysticism to replace them, building their academies of sorcery and Citadel of Light, respectively, to teach those willing to learn this new magic. I would like to take a moment and have the characters introduce themselves. Let us know what player you're playing, and what character, what hero you're playing, and then let us know if you have any connections, social media, or anything that you would like to put out there. Feel free to do so. Chris, you want to start?
Sure. I'm playing the role of Anik Overlook. He's a Kender who was abandoned as a baby at the foot of the doorstep of a wealthy Solamnic knight and his mystic wife. And they took him in and raised him, despite the misgivings of the knight, who was embarrassed by him. So he was raised by a human knight and a human mystic. And all he wants to do is become a knight himself, to kind of get the approval of the father that he never had growing up. He's just entering his wanderlust. So he's out on the road for the first time, and his appearance is well kept because he does come from nobility, even though it was adopted nobility. And he's wearing leather armor, but he has dinner plates strapped on because he understands that plate mail is important to knights, and in his mindset, plate mail was too heavy, so this was his workaround. And that's pretty much it. As far as what to promote, just my son has a YouTube channel, my 9-year-old son, Boo Mannequin 21, and just has some fun stuff on it, and he gets excited when he sees likes and
Nice.
subscriptions. That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Verican Goldman.
Yes, I will be playing Birkin Bumblebum. She is a dwarf fighter cleric, and this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is.
What's that?
Angor, Colin.
I am playing Angor, a human mercenary. Grew up in the foothills of Naraka due to limited opportunities there. Obviously, the mercenary life was enticing. He's average height, weary battle look after many years of campaigns. He was the former leader of the Diamond Company, a very renowned mercenary brigade. Angor wears mismatched armor, variety of weapons picked up from campaigns. Also due to the fact that while ferocious in battle, he also has a tendency to drink and gamble away his proceeds. So he's always scraping and scrimping,
Yeah.
despite he can have all the money in the world and lose it the next day. Recently, the Diamond Company suffered an absolute catastrophic defeat and ended up being disbanded. The surviving members went their separate ways. Angers now find himself alone, trying to find fortune and sort of purpose. His main goal is one day reform the Diamond Company and return to former glory.
Nice.
In terms of YouTube type stuff, I do a wee channel called the Horrific Podcast where I like to talk about cheesy horror movies. We also do horror narrated stories from independent authors and play games very badly at times.
Nice. Torindil. Derek. You're on mute.
My name's Derek. I'm playing Torendil. He is a former cleric of Brenchala. He is 80 years old and has fought in the Storm of Chaos. He had a horrible experience that he first lost his family and his faith all within the span of a week due to the invasion of the Chaos. So he has a problem where he tries to compensate for his issues and his memories with drinking. He did eventually at one point make it to Chelsea and learn to be a mystic, but he still mourns the loss of his faith and his family. He plays a lute that is made of ironwood, and he is or valenwood, and he constantly it's his only treasured item that he carries with him that's really worth anything. He does have an old a symbol that he keeps that is a symbol of Brenchala, and he is constantly looking for the music that was lost, and he's trying to see if he can find her music again. But he's kind of a failed mystic.
Wow.
But he loves drinking, and he's So he's a very noble though.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a handful of really complex characters, so let's get into the game here. And this is our setup. This once arid and dry landscape has begun to green due to its close proximity to Berlinthornox's realm. Thorbarden seems to be the only barrier between Beryl and Duntolik. You're all traveling to Duntol for its harvest festival. Some of you for specific reasons, and others simply to enjoy the atmosphere and possibly the opportunity to trade. It is Worship Day, Harvest Home the 16th. The wind is chill, blowing southwest from New Sea, and the scent of the ocean mixed with the familiar notes of wet soil and rain, decaying vegetation, tells you that it is in fact autumn, not simply by date, but by the sake of the land itself. You travel a beaten road. It is worn with use from refugees fleeing Dragon Overlord realms to these free realms, but just how long any of them will remain so is on the top of everyone's mind, as the looming presence of the Overlords is pervasive. The sky is overcast and has been sprinkling earlier. It seems it may clear up by evening. You are all not alone on this trail, as a few other travelers are headed in the same direction. Folks have formed into a mock caravan just by nature of traveling through this hilly and grassy terrain. So you've each introduced your concepts of your characters, but how about what you look like? Because this is the first time that any of you are seeing each other. I will say that there is a wagon, traveling the road in front of you. There's a couple kids playing around it. It looks like, there's mainly humans. You do see a couple dwarves, and there's actually a centaur that's sort of at the very front, not trying to travel with everyone else, but everyone's just trying to stay close to it. And for some of you who haven't been out adventuring, this may be a pretty interesting sight to see a bunch of different mixed races all together without fighting or arguing or anything. But let's go ahead and explain what you look like to each other. Whoever wants to go first.
Sure, I'll go first. My character has darker brown hair with blue eyes. He is half elven, so he has ears that he somewhat keeps hidden because he doesn't like the scorn that he gets from everyone. He does wear facial hair. He's somewhat tries to stay somewhat well shaven, but he keeps the handlebar mustache of a Solamnic knight, but it looks horrible. But he is not a Solamnic knight. He he does have wears old clothing that is you can tell has been road worn, and it's basically like a normal tunic, long coat, boots, but he has a big cloak that kind of has mismatched patches all over it that when the wind blows, they flap in the wind. He always lovingly carries his lute, which he is almost always just picking at in some nervous fashion, but trying to come up with a melody that he loves.
Nice. Okay, so before we go on to other characters, you notice that as you're just sort of picking and strumming lightly without really even thinking about it, two little children that were in the wagon in front of you jump off. One's a young woman, one's a little girl, and one's a little boy. And they sort of run up. The little girl's like, "Could you play something for us? That looks like it's a really interesting instrument. What's it called?" And the boy next door is like, "Will you leave him alone? He doesn't have to play anything for you, but if you wanted to play something for me, I'm a really big fan of traveling songs." She's like, "Stop it. I asked him first."
Children, calm yourselves. And I make a big grandiose movement with motion with my hand and just start to strum. And I start playing just a kind of like a happy-go-lucky traveling song. Something that is just a kind of a melody, no words to it, but just kind of just playing along and just kind of dancing with the children, kind of moving forward and trying to make sure that they lift their spirits as we travel along.
Nice. Okay, so everyone sees this. Anyone else want to interject themselves?
I'm just following the convoy, wanting to get into town. My character, just top him 6 foot, well built, obvious. He's a soldier, has that sort of bearing about him. Armor is mismatched. You can see various races and campaigns. Whatever works is just kind of stapled together for expediency. One thing notably, he does carry a cutlass, which is a bit strange for a land-based mercenary. That's normally associated with navy or pirates. So maybe an interesting story how I got that. Just slightly concealed on my belt behind me is a long dagger. I see the bard playing, just amused, but my eyes do focus on the centaur at the front. And I start making my way to the front of the caravan, so to speak, just inconspicuously. Still keep my eyes open because many years of hard travel, you always watch the edges of the road for ambush. Always have that kind of glancing, wary eye. So seeing this play out, sort of not amusingly, but carry on towards the front.
Okay. Anyone else? Verkin or Anik?
Yeah, Anik, when he hears the flute, he's naturally curious, so he kind of like skips along. Normally, he tries to like walk like the knights do, very regal, but half the time his nature takes over, especially when he sees something that catches his eye like this. So he kind of just like forgets that he's supposed to be regal and just kind of skips over and starts listening to the flute. So he's kind of standing with the kids and just kind of fascinated by this.
So could you really quickly go over like exactly what you look like once more, because
yes, yeah, sorry. So he does not have a top knot. He has his hair long because he's trying to emulate the knights. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to grow a mustache yet, despite his best efforts and a lot of tonics that he's tried to use over the years. But he has he's got very expensive clothing and leather armor that he's of course covered with these dinner plates that are strapped on. But you could definitely tell that he does come from wealth, and most of the time he just tries to emulate the walk, the stance, of the knights that he's seen in the garrison where he grew up his whole life. So he's just kind of mimicking what he sees and what he wants.
So the little girl looks over to you and starts giggling. "Why are you wearing plates all over you?"
It's plate mail armor. That's what all the knights wear.
I don't think that's what they mean by plate mail. Like, you're a Kender. Why are you walking around with plate armor on?
Well, have you ever tried to wear plate mail armor? It's really heavy.
So her brother looks over. He's like, "Will you leave them alone, please? Sorry about my sister Kylie. She can just be really invasive and in your... Wait, you're a Kender? Where's your top knot?"
Well, sometimes I have it, but most of the times it's kind of just let it flow in the wind.
You know
regal
you
life.
can't be a knight, right? My father told me only Salamnics could be knights. They're kind of... He said a B word about him. I don't think I should be repeating it.
That's okay. I've heard that word a lot. Yeah, it's true that there hasn't been many before, but there's always a first for everything. That's what my mom says.
Kylie looks over at her brother. She's like, look, Henry, you need to stop repeating what Dad says. And he's like, stop calling me Henry. My name's Slash. She's like, your name's Henry. I don't know why. She's like looking at both of you back and forth. He keeps trying to convince everyone his name is Slash. He's like, because I'm going to be a big warrior someday. That's why. I'm Slash. Call me Slash. What's your
I'll
name?
call you Slash. I love it.
So he asked your name.
Maybe we could be warriors together. I'm Anik Overlook.
If you ever need anyone to spar with, Anik, I am the best swordsman on the wagon. And she's just like shaking her head like, oh my god.
I will need a squire one day.
I could be a squire, but I don't want to be a squire to Kender. I mean, no offense, you're, you.
I get that a lot.
Bergen, do you have anything?
Yeah, so Birkin, go over her description first. So, as a dwarf, I am short and stout. Typically, she wears her hair in braids when she is traveling, so she has 2 long braids of a lovely brown hue, green eyes, and she's carrying her favorite flail, which is her weapon of choice, along with an axe and some various leather pouches. So she notices the flute playing, and she's more interested in the scene and the scenery, taking in the scope of the land.
Okay. It does feel, it's autumn, it's dreary, it's overcast, the wind is just slightly going by. It feels like winter is going to be hitting early. It just feels darker than it really should this time of year, but that could also just be a result of the dragon overlords, terraforming their domains, which has this really strange effect on not just the natural habitat of the land itself and the different terrain, but it also affects a little bit of the climate because, of course, each types of domains have to have specific climates to support them. So, where we are right now, it's a little bit greener than it really should be. You can see grassy hills stretching out beyond, and the road is traveling pretty well straight to where you guys are trying to head. So, yeah, the little girl looks over at you, and she's like, you have very pretty braids. What's your name? My name's Kylie.
Hello, Kaylee. Thank you. My name is Virkin Bumblebum.
Is that your real last name, Bumblebum? Do all dwarves have bum names?
No. But it is a family name that I'm quite proud of.
Well, it is an interesting name, I'll tell you that much. I mean, I would like to be called Bumblebum too if I was a dwarf, maybe. She looks over at Henry, gives him a get me out of this situation. I don't know where I'm at. He's just like, Kylie, come over here. Let's keep listening to, what was your name again? He's looking at you, Torrendil. So the little boy.
So I as I'm playing, I go, what was that?
What was your name? I want to tell my parents about you.
Oh, you can call me Torrendil, the Fabulous. And I smile as I play, and then you can almost see one of the strings of my lute basically break as it snaps across. And I'll need to get another one.
The little girl giggles a little bit. Their mom is calling for them. Henry, Kylie, get back up here. Leave these good folks alone. And you see the kids wave. My name's Slash, says Henry, and he runs off. And Kylie just sort of shakes her head a little bit and waves goodbye, and she runs up to the wagon again. So you guys are walking again. Overcast. Everyone starts to get this sense of impending danger or darkness looming over them, and this is not a feeling that you have not experienced before. A lot of people play this as Dragonaw, where you just feel your stomach bottom out, and you just feel almost sick, like you almost want to vomit, but you're a little bit too terrified to do anything other than just sort of stop where you are and glance around. Can I get a... Who's going to be the leader for this group? We need to sort of determine this really quick. Often leaders are based on the highest presence, and they will do things for the entirety of the group, actions like closing range or perception and stuff like that.
I have
Well,
a presence of 8,
Mine is a 6.
but I do only have a class of a D.
Okay.
6B.
B.
I have.
I believe Angor has the highest presence. Let me take
I have a presence of 5.
Oh, no, that's not that. But it is an A.
Eh?
Yeah. I don't know why this music is like getting very loud
Loud.
all the time. I'm gonna stop it really quick. Each new song is just like,
bum.
yeah, that's the impending doom. Okay, well, you do have an A, Angor. Can I have you do a presence check? I suppose we'll do that. So this is a presence action.
In here.
So this is the first time we're doing any sort of an action, and basically you have to guess the difficulty of whatever it is. But in this particular case, you take your well, it's going to be perception. Actually, we're going to use perception. So whatever your perception is, the number, and whatever
3.
you think number you're going to need to get over to figure, to spot something. So in this particular case, just look at your hand, choose a card from your hand, and pull it onto the tabletop, and add that card number to your perception. If it happens to be an orb, then it's going to be a trump card, which means you could have pulled over a new card from the deck to add to that total of this action. In this
So I'm
particular
going to
case...
go for...
What's that?
I said I'm going to go for 8.
Okay. So you've got an 8. Basically, you're just trying to beat an unknown number again. In this particular case, you pulled a dragon card. The only time you can have a mistake or a mishap is by failing with the use of a dragon card. In this particular case, you actually notice that something is above the cloud line, sweeping across the sky, larger than anything you've ever seen in your entire life. And it reminds you of the final days of your Diamond Company, the battle, where you were facing off against some contingencies in Sable's territory, which is a black dragon who lives northeast. Her domain is northeast of here. And that's where you had your huge failing of trying to fight off her forces in claiming terrain. But your entire company was devastated by this assault, and this is sort of striking back those memories of seeing that dragon overlord flying atop of you. So you have a couple options, I mean, ultimately, you can go ahead and delete that card and pull a new card into your hand to replace it. You can tell everyone else what's going on. They're going to start feeling it here in a second. If you want to give them a heads up, it's up to you. But what do you do?
Right, I'm going to shout, everyone, hold friends, get off the road. Leave the wagons, ignore it, get off the road now.
So everyone's like looking around. You see the centaur sort of stop and turn back, looking back at you like, why? What's going on?
Dragon.
Dragon!
Now. Don't
Women and
question.
children start
Move.
screaming. Of course. Watch is talking to me. Men and women are freaking out. They're like driving the wagon off. The father of those children is yelling at them, "Get in the back of the wagon! Cover yourselves!" And he's telling his wife to get in the back too. You can see some other random people walking by, humans and dwarves and stuff. They're like running for bushes or scrub oak to try to get some semblance of cover. For everyone else here, one by one, so that, or maybe just, put the card above your name on the table. I'm going to need you to do an agility action. And this is, if you want to do this, to avoid being seen, to try to hide. But it would be an agility action for you. So everyone just put your card above your actual name on the table.
Otherwise, we could save the card, right?
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, if you don't want to hide, you can just sort of stand there out in the open, and do whatever else you'd like. But for those who do want to hide, this is your time to try to do so. 9. Nice. So who is that?
That was for Derek or Torrendale. I see myself right here on the map.
That's okay.
I don't know if that's, yeah. I have an agility of 2 though, 2A.
So you have an 11?
Yep.
Okay.
And in my action, can I also grab one of the children and help them, or help one of the children get either underneath a wagon or into some bushes or wherever the nearest terrain, the obscuring terrain is?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go ahead and delete your card and pull a new one. Anyone else want to do anything? You know the dragon is coming, so you've been warned.
Yeah, Anik is going to say, ooh, killing a dragon would definitely get me to be a knight, but I was hoping to start with something a little smaller. So I'm gonna try to go over to the side. I pulled a 4, and his dexterity is 9.
Okay, so
9B.
So we're looking at 13, right?
13, yeah.
Okay. You can go ahead and get rid of the card and draw a new one. Verikan, what are you going to do with this?
Yeah, so I'm going to draw. Click to draw, drag to deal.
No,
There you
not
go.
on the, yeah, over your hands. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so my agility is a 2C, but I would like to attempt to hide underneath a nearby tree
Okay.
to scuttle
So what's the
over
number
his-
that you're adding to your 5? Your agility?
That would be a 2.
Wow. So you
Right.
got a 7. And agility is the shields. So that's not Trump. Okay. None of you seem to be doing a good job of hiding that are trying to hide. Obviously, Torrendale, you're helping the children, so you're not worried about hiding at this moment. But Verikan, you're having a hard time trying to, get yourself under any obvious cover from overhead. Anik, you were unsuccessful as well. And ultimately, this looming presence feels like it's getting closer and closer. So I need everyone to give me a spirit action, and this is in order to save versus Dragon Awe. So let's just start on the top. Anik, spirit action.
Spirit. Okay. I'm going to do an 8.
So spirit is a heart for the symbol.
Okay.
So what's your spirit number?
Why can't I see that? Oh, I'm sorry. Spirit is a 3. So 11.
Okay. You are terrified. And this is something that you've never felt before. I mean, generally, Kender, there are afflicted Kender in this time right now that feel nothing but fear. And as it's personifying to you is you just feel your stomach is sort of gross and you're just incapable of moving. You're not showing fear itself. You're showing curiosity of how you're feeling, more than actually the dragon itself. So you're just like, wow, this dragon isn't making me feel X or Y or whatever. But you were not successful in the action. So Verikan, can I get a spirit check from you? Spirit
Yeah.
action. Go ahead and delete your card and pull up a new one, Anik.
Oh, right.
There we are. Wrathful. And my spirit is an 8A.
8. So we're looking at 15. Unfortunately, that does not succeed, and this is a dragon, so you have a mishap. So I'm going to let you choose what the mishap is, but you are absolutely terrified, and you can't even move at all. So what do you do?
All right. So I am caught trembling in the middle of the road, and I tinkle my pants.
That's fair. It's a gigantic dragon. Okay, so go ahead and get rid of the card and refresh it. Torrendale, what do you got?
It's
spirit?
Trump.
Nice.
My spirit is 7A. So 15. Do I draw another card?
Yeah. Straight from the deck.
There's another 8.
Okay, so your total is 1622? Is that right?
1623, right?
23. I don't know math. Yep. All right, I'll trust you. So 23 is enough that you are able to maintain control over yourself, but you just feel this presence pushing down on you. And you can see this is sort of like that storming the beach of Normandy type situation where everyone's freaking out. You can see people just sort of stopping where they are, just trembling. The children are just screaming and crying, and the mother's doing her best to try to hold them, but she's sort of out of control herself. The father's just standing there staring at the cloudy sky. Again, no one sees anything. It's just the mere presence alone that is causing this chaos. Angor, can you do a spirit action for me? But you do have the presence of mind, Torrendil. Stupid Siri. You have the presence of mind to act in any way that you feel like you should.
7. That gives me a 9.
Okay. That is not enough. You are probably having flashbacks from the end of the Diamond Company experience. Just let us know what's going through your head.
I just remember the flames that just engulfed my company. Swords and shields were absolutely nothing against this thing. I just remember my whole life flashing before me. The tree that I'm beside, I just kneel, and just tears start falling from my eyes, just of the lost comrades and the futility of going up against one of these things.
Yeah. Okay. Ultimately, everyone is, if you're not just closing your eyes and holding yourself tight because you lost control of your own senses, like Torrendil, for example, you would be able to see this. The clouds part almost as if this insanely large 100-foot monstrosity is pushing down through the cloud line, and the clouds are sort of billowing out before it as they sort of part, and you just see just the head and neck of what anyone in this area would know as Berlinthenox herself or himself, breaking through, and just gives a massive dragon cry as it continues on by. It doesn't see anything worth its time here. It's just sort of flying from A to B. No one really knows what's happening. But the scream itself of this dragon roar is enough to deafen you for a little bit. You just have this high pitch, like, whee in your ear, tendonitis almost, just from this one experience. You could actually see dust being picked up from the ground as a result of just the force of the roar itself. And it's a sobering moment for all of you. And Torrendil, you have all of your sort of sensibilities about you, and you see everyone, literally everyone else, just panicking sort of out of their mind. What do you do?
You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, I take my cloak is flapping in the wind, and I'm just looking at everyone, and I just take my hands and I start playing a very kind of like a rebellious kind of song, something that will help kind of bring everyone to out of their fear and kind of calm everyone's nerves, but a defiance against tyranny. And as I look up at the dragon, I'm just kind of scowling, and I just remember the way that the chaos dragons would fly across the sky, and it just the anger and the tear kind of goes down my eye, remembering some of the evil things that dragons and the gods have done. And I'm going to cast a mysticism spell to try to calm everyone and to soothe everyone in our surrounding area. So this will be a test of my skills as a mystic.
Yeah. So
It's
what?
okay, guys. I think I scared it away as my character's shaking.
So
He's
let's
trying to build up his own courage.
Yeah. Well, let's
He
deal with
hasn't
this
felt
spell really quick. What's your invocation time you're looking for? 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 minute instant?
I'm going to say let's do a 1 minute
Okay,
of
so
playing.
That's 4 points. What about your range? You want to get
Let's
everyone
see.
here?
Let's see the range. I guess. I mean, near missile, I guess, would be a 3, right?
Yeah. So that's 7 so far. Duration, how long do you want this to last?
Let's do 1 minute. So that'll be a +2.
So 9.
Just to shake everybody out of it, not so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
no-
try to add some presence here. So your area of effect, this is going to be basically a large groupish.
So let's do 5.
Oh, for a crowd. Okay. So that's 14 total so far. And then the other side of this is we have to remember that because this is the first time we're doing magic, you have to have enough spell points to cast it, of course, but then you have to also have enough like cards in your hand to play that number, that difficulty number as well.
Don't need to do everybody.
What's that?
He doesn't need to do everybody.
No, he just has to do it once, but he has to be able to.
The main group could, part of the group can calm the other if you get them out of the fog.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So rather than trying to do the entire group, pick enough people.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to you, whatever you'd like to do. So large group is 4.
Yep.
So that's 13 instead of the. Wait. It was 7, 8, 9. And then 2, 11, 12, 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the effect. This is actually probably, you're trying to shake off dragon fear or dragon awe. So this is going to be a hindering. So that's going to be a 3. So 16 is your difficulty rating and the amount of spell points that you need to expend.
16.
Yeah, can you do that?
Okay, so yes, I can.
Okay.
So I have 49 spell points. So
this means you also have to do an action, a spirit action, to meet that
and my
same
spirit
number.
is 7, and I'm going to use a 9.
Perfect. Okay. So you
And I need to-
successfully. Oh, go ahead.
I need to remove that. Was it how many points does it? 16 from my mysticism.
Yeah, just
score?
your points there, and then go ahead when you're done to swap out the card there. So for everyone else, he starts playing this sort of riotous, almost rebellious tune that also feels supportive, and it takes you out of the experience of actually like the dragon fear itself. Like you just start to sort of come back to yourself, and you realize that whatever that dragon was, it is passed on, and you can now like start to think rationally. You hear crying continue, just the sort of the stress of the moment. The children are freaking out. The centaur is doing his best to walk over, and you see him like helping with the wagon, get it back on course with the horses. The horses were sort of losing their minds, just like whinnying and screaming and trying to bolt. But the father that was leading the wagon was good enough to actually hold on to them so they didn't bolt off or anything. But everyone seems to be coming out of it. So how do you guys react to this?
I'll start helping out with the horses as well,
Okay.
because obviously we need to get moving. Supply chains are important. I want to go over to the bard. Just basically, thank you, friends. I've seen many a battle won just with playing you. Good job. Thank you. Curse those beasts and the cards that ride them. The filthy animals have lost too many people because of them.
Well, I thank you, good sir. I'm glad you appreciate the music and the effort, and I bow. I am Torindil, the Fabulous.
Well, you're fabulous indeed, Tornell. I'm Angor.
Well met, sir.
Well met yourself.
So I think Anik is going to go over to comfort the children. So he's going to go over to the children and says, don't worry, kids. I don't know much about dragons, but I think you guys are way too small for him to be interested in eating you guys. If anything, it would probably just be your parents. You guys are safe.
You see
And
the
then he
mom
just
just
walks
sort
on
of
his
go
way.
pale. She's like, "What? I never!" And then the little girl is like looks up at you, and you can see the fear start to melt away from her face. And the son, Slash, is looking at you, just sort of a bit of confidence and amiably. He's looking at you like, "I appreciate that. That's really nice." The mother is a little bit shocked. She's like, "Do you mind? We're trying to deal with this here. I don't need you to tell them that they're going to be orphans if the dragon comes back."
Oh, just trying to help. But he just
I don't
does
see
the
how that
night
helps at
sleep.
all. Get out of here.
Well, I am new at this. And then he just does his nightly walk off.
Okay. You see the centaur, as you were helping him, Angor, he just tells you, "Thank you very much. Have you ever faced one of these beasts before?"
Once was enough. Lost a lot of good men. Swords and shields make no difference to these things. Their fire just decimates all around them. They're not good. They're not good at all. They're dark black creatures.
Usually they don't fly over this space. This is one of the free zones that's left in Ansalon. It's very strange for them to be coming by here. I hear that Beryl Inthernox is, just through the grapevine that she's looking to usurp Malstrix, but I can't imagine how that's ever even going to be possible. Malstrix is a demon. It is not even a fantastical dragon of sorts. It's rumored that she may even be a version of a god that came in after our gods abandoned us yet again.
The games of Dragon Lords, while they don't interest me, unfortunately, we end up being meat for the grinder.
Yeah.
They play their games, and we're the ones that suffer.
Someday.
I'm just
someday.
trying and pick things up, do a bit of trade. It's not good. All we can do is not lie down before them.
He nods to you, and then he looks off at everyone. It's sort of the whole group of people that are traveling. He's like, all right, everyone, we're almost at Duntoll, so if we can all just gather ourselves, help each other along, we can actually get to the town within the hour. And so, he starts sort of going person to person, just making sure everyone's okay. Walking up to you, Verk, and he's like, are you all right, little lady?
After taking a deep breath, I reply, yes, I'm calming down. Do you know what's going on?
It was just a flyby by a dragon. I assume it was, if not one of the overlord's pets. But in either case, I would feel a lot safer if we could just move on at as quickly a pace as possible to get to the town. You are welcome to ride on my back if it's any comfort to you, if it would help you move along quicker. It's a
Thank
centaur,
you so
it's
much,
not
sir.
unheard
What
of.
is your name?
My name is, I don't know, because I didn't think about this guy's name. My name is Terrace.
There's well, thank you for the offer, and yes, I will gladly ride upon your glorious back.
He sits down so that you can climb on, and as soon as you climb on, he's like, wait, did you wet yourself?
I seem to have forgotten about that. In the fear, I suppose.
It's okay.
That did happen.
It's okay. I'll get
I
some
do
water
apologize.
when we get there. It's okay. You see him just try his best not
Thank
to
you.
shake and ew. As he sort of stands back up and just starts moving. He's like, all right, everyone, come on, let's move this caravan along. Anything anyone want to do before we get to town?
I want to talk to the centaur as we're walking.
Okay.
Hey, friend, are there many of your kin in the town?
Oh, yes, this entire area. Wemmick is not too far away, and that's our hometown. I mean, we have many, many of our kind there. And just so everyone understands, centaurs do not really wear any clothing because they are half horse, half human. Just in case you didn't know. So this guy is just bare-chested. You see he has a sort of like a flower, I guess like a little circlet around the top of his head. He has this long flowing black hair. It looks like he has some wounds and maybe even like whip marks or something across his back and the back of the horse part of him. But he looks like he's seen some fights, but he's here. He's very compassionate. You get that sort of feeling from him, that vibe. He looks at you and says, yeah, there's a lot of us. In fact, one of our chieftains is going to be officiating the ceremony, Medius. And, that's going to be quite an honor for you because typically people never meet our kind. We like to stay insulated. But these harvest festivals are great opportunities to not just reach out to a larger community of free peoples of Ansalon, but to also find some semblance of happiness in these really dark and dismal times.
Yeah, happiness is above all. That's why we live. Now, there's one of your kin I was hoping to tie up with, a fresh breakthrough. There's chatter of possibly doing a bit of trade.
Yeah, from what I heard, he's the guy to go to if you want anything fancy or exotic.
Seems a bit pointless now after that, but no. Gotta take life where we can get it. That's why I'm here. Just try and rebuild again. So I was hoping to nod my head and maybe tie up with him. Do you know where he happens to heal, or where his hangout would be?
Yeah, so he gives you directions on where in relation to Duntoll, the parade grounds are just south of that area of the town proper. And he says that along the outside of the northern edge of the parade grounds are usually where merchants set up their selling tents and pavilions. So, that would probably be the best place to look for him. But then the harvest isn't going to be, fully officiating for another few hours yet. Usually it's around, the evening time that they do the sort of opening ceremony, and then they have a bunch of events and stuff. So he relays all this to you and gives you directions to Thrush's, general area of sales.
Sounds good. Appreciate the help, friend.
Of course. I really appreciate you, helping me steer this entire group. If things turn south again, then, I'm going to be looking forward to leaning on your sword arm there in order to help deal with anything else.
Yeah, my sword arm's always ready. Just I wasn't ready for that. Not so soon after our last encounter.
So, Verkin, you're actually, you're right there. You're literally on his back as these guys are talking. Is there anything you want to say or anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna dig my heels into the back of the centaur and say, "Can we get him moving, please?"
You see him sort of twist his back. It was like, "Don't do that. That is very rude. I'm not an actual horse. You just talk to me, not dig your heels in." He's like, "But yeah, we'll keep moving. Sorry." He like looks down at you, Angor, is like, "This one."
What? Someone's lived in a tunnel a bit long. Have you never encountered anything outside your species?
No.
You may learn quickly, dwarf. You may learn quickly. These towns can be a dangerous place for those who aren't wary.
Yes, we'll see about that.
Okay. Does anyone else want to do anything before we get to town?
I think. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go first.
I'm just gonna say I think Anik would be fascinated by the centaur. I don't know if he's seen any in a Solamnic town of humans.
You probably would not have.
Yeah, so he's gonna sidle up and just start like badgering him with questions. Terrence, was it Terrence? Did I catch your name? Are there any of your kin that are opposite? Horse on top, people on the bottom.
Is this a real question? My name is Terrace, and horse on top? There's no possible way. I don't. What are you, a tin man? The way you're dressed? How about you go bother someone else, Kender? I don't have any time for you. He like looks back at you, Verkin. Make sure you have everything stowed away. These little vermin steal.
Not
I'm
this
just
one.
glaring.
I'm gonna be a knight of Solamnia one day.
Good luck with that, kid. You're all laughing.
I'm just laughing.
I play a happy tune on my lute and kind of start singing a song about the noble centaurs and their wonderful things they have done, and something to do with their mythology. Trying to not cast magically, but just soothe the centaur from the Kender's line of questioning a little bit.
He does seem, to sort of have his attention drawn away from the Kender, and everyone sort of has this sort of bias against the Kender as a race, but everyone's an individual, and so different individuals act in different ways. This particular person, this centaur Terrace, probably had a bad encounter, and that's why he's reacting this way. So for everyone else, other than Anik, you could probably understand where he's coming from, as far as any sort of biases. But for Anik, you deal with this type of behavior all the time. People always looking down on you or talking down to you as if you were some sort of, special person. But the truth is you're just another, mortal walking the world, trying to do your thing. Any other events anyone want to do? Okay. You all arrive at the village of Duntoll. It is an ever-thriving village, larger than the plainsmen would naturally require. It is a center of trade, especially in these difficult times. In ages past, merchants would travel the regions, but with the overlords in place, this is a dangerous and difficult proposition, forcing them to gather at festivals such as these to hawk their wares. You can smell the scent of roasted deer and pig, as well as the native root vegetables, not unlike potatoes or yams, and the sweet sense of honey, coated berry tarts, and pies. More startling than perhaps even this is the sound of merriment among the people as they traverse the town on the way to the festival grounds just southeast of the village center. You see humans, elves, dwarves, half-elves, and even centaur traveling to and fro, in addition to a local security force guiding a few kender away from passerbyers as they enter the town. Music is playing seemingly from somewhere in the playgrounds that's just wafting over into the village itself. And it's a sense, an air of happiness contrasted against the terror that you all just experienced. So what do you do? You're in town.
I'm heading to the market square, just to take a lay of the land and see who's around.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm gonna thank Torrance or Terrace for bringing me into the market square, and I'm going to head over towards a well of some sort, if there is one nearby, to clean my pants at the town well.
Well, Terrace is going with you to get the bucket. He's like, could you possibly just splash me down where you were sitting?
Of course, my friend.
Thank you very much.
And so I start splashing him.
He shakes
Going
it
to,
off.
like, yeah.
And he walks away. Yeah, so you guys pretty much have free reign. So Angor, you're headed toward the parade grounds with the merchant row. Anyone else want to do anything specific before we get to?
Yep.
I'll go to the nearest semblance of what is a tavern. I don't know if they have a tavern or if it's just a tent, or what kind of lodgings do the plains people here have?
So this is it's not like wooden structures or anything. You know, they are like large yurt type building structures. Again, this is a plainsman, barbaric human sort of village here. And so you do see sort of like, mud based structures, with like straw and grass and stuff, because again, there's not a lot of lumber around these areas. This is mainly like grasslands and desert just south of here. And so the houses and structures reflect that, very sort of basic canvas type buildings. And if it's more permanent, that it is, some of those grass and mud, almost like brick structures, built from clay and water to shape the form of the walls and such. And is there anywhere you wanted to go specifically again?
Just like a tavern or somewhere where they serve ale.
Okay. You can definitely find one. As you walk up, it's called the let's call it the Flowing Sea. And as you enter, you can actually see there is a number of plainsmen inside, seemingly enjoying themselves. And as soon as you enter, the barkeep stops his conversation and looks over. He was like, "What are you doing here?"
I'm here to provide merriment and enjoyment, and hopefully some of your patrons will like the entertainment, and you might be willing to compensate me with some of your finest ale. And I start to play a tune.
So he has a bit of a neutral approach to you. He after you start playing, it seems like he was a little turned off initially. He's like, "Well, how about this? If you draw in a crowd, then I will pay you. If you do not draw anyone in, then you can leave if you'd like, or you can continue playing. But I'm not a charity supporter, so you have to earn your keep if you're going to be staying here and drinking."
"Aye, my lord, I will sing for my supper," as I do a bow, and then I start to play a song. And the song that comes to mind is I'm going to play something that's like a Gold Moon song that she sings in Autumn Twilight in the Inn of the Last Home, off in the corner.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to hear it, Adam has a good recording of it somewhere.
Do you have well, let's see. I guess that would be agility, maybe. Let's do an agility action.
Agility action. So
Yeah, to
I'm going to
play.
play badly. So
You're intentionally playing badly?
no, I'm not gonna intentionally because I'm an injured individual. Injured. I don't have a good agility.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let's see. My ability score for agility is a 2A. So I'm going to play a 7. So that will give me a total of 9.
That's good. So you're playing, and you actually see everyone's, spirit lighten a little bit as they're listening and enjoying the music. And you do see some people sort of like walking around from outside, looking inside this sort of yurt type structure, and hearing the music and sort of walk in. The bartender seems to be talking to some local plainsman, and he's saying, typically we have the music back at the parade ground, but this might be a good idea to draw in more people on these events that this town seems to be throwing more often. And the other guy looks up, he's like, "Who gives a shit? It's music. People want to hear music. People want to drink. They're not here because they like you or what you put together." He's like, "All right, thanks. I appreciate your support. That's really great." People are filtering in. You can tell not everyone's really excited about having this many new people in town. They are locals, and so this type of event, if they're not really going to be celebrating themselves, is actually seen as a negative because it has a bunch of strangers coming in. Of course, you got Kender running around handling things. You've got strangers not understanding the customs of this location or this town. And so while most of the populace is welcoming generally, some of this local tavern populace is not so much. But people are coming in, and so the bar keep comes over and puts down a healthy stein of some sort of liquor. He's like, "It's on the house, keep it up." And he walks back.
And as I finish the song, I say, "Thank you, my lord," and I bow as I take my first drink.
There's a smattering
And
of
I
clap.
start to remove, so I'm starting to feel the happiness as the spirits enter my body.
Nice. Yeah. For anyone who likes drinking, it is like an immediate perspective shift once you start drinking. You're like, "Oh, okay, I feel good now." Angor, you're headed to the parade grounds, right?
Yes, I'm looking for the trading stand. So obviously, just hustle and bustle, keep my eyes open, trying not to draw attention to himself. But I'm basically looking for the trader stands in the north. In particular, I'm looking for a centaur who happens to be running a stall.
Okay. So you do see a bunch of centaurs. Let me give you the description of this parade ground here. Tents are lined in columns all around a massive parade ground. You see areas for food vendors, merchants selling their wares, and many small stages for musicians, magicians, storytellers, and performers to entertain the populace.
Is it like a
Perhaps-
hollow square?
Yeah, perhaps for coin or appreciation. The parade grounds itself is cordoned off at the moment for a manner of different types of sports, from axe throwing to dancing. Pie eating contests are slated to begin in a short while, and even some jousting. These competitions are open to anyone who feels like they have what it takes to wow the audience. And at the head of the parade ground is this massive stage where the hosts, who you are not personally aware of yet, seem to be setting up for the opening ceremony. And they're just sort of, it looks like everyone's just sort of getting ready for the events to officially begin. But you do see tons of merchants sort of setting up their wares. Some of them are already set up and ready to go. You got music, you got, stage hands, just performing for audiences and such. So where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
I'm sort of going to go through the stalls, just generally meandering. I'm heading towards the north side.
To the north side?
The north side of, where it was directed by Terrace.
Okay.
And basically, like I said, I'm looking for a centaur trader.
Yeah.
That might catch my eye. So I'm being ambiguous, but I'm generally looking at the traders. If they're not a centaur, I'm not making eye contact.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for one to sort of acknowledge me so I can approach them.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of other people here as well. Again, mixed races that are all around looking at different wares or watching people set up so that they can buy whatever they have to sell, or maybe just to get a bite to eat. You do end up coming across Frush's Fresh Fantasies, which is this sort of a la carte type, selling sort of almost like like a swap meet or something, where it's just tons of different types of products, from clothing to literally like carved dice to play bones or something. It's just really everything is all around. It looks like a lot of the shelves that he has are completely bare, and Frush is just sitting there. You see him like glancing up at the sky. He's got this look of I don't know, worry perhaps, as you approach him. He doesn't even really acknowledge you, to be honest.
Hail, friend. How fares business?
Looks over. Oh, hi. Well, to be quite honest, I can't seem to find my delivery. It's supposed to be here, and it's over a day late. This is a bit of a problem. But maybe if there's anything else here you would be interested in, I do have some very interesting carved wands, though they're not magical in any sort of way of the old times, the before times, as I like to refer to them. But is there anything I can get for you, son?
I was looking to see what was coming in from Kerr lately. Any oddities that direction?
As it happens, that is the exact place that I'm waiting for that is overdue. It's always these doggone Kender. You can never trust them.
Some are okay. I believe we may have a mutual acquaintance. Terry?
Yes, that is in fact the Kender that is delivering my Kurish goods. The damnable Kender decided to go overland through Sable's realm in order to bring these divine delicacies from Kerr, but unfortunately, again, hasn't returned yet. Perhaps if you want to wait a few hours, she'll have arrived in time, but alas, there's nothing much I can have to offer from Kerr at the moment.
We had agreed to meet here, and they let me know that they were coming this direction, and there was a few interesting items. Possibly catch up with some old friends while we're here. If anything, hope nothing's befallen them. I don't know why they picked such a roundabout route, especially in these times.
Well, to be fair, it's the most direct route, but again, it is it's a Kender. They have their own way of doing things, and traditionally, she's very, very responsible, and I can count on her for most everything. She's one of those afflicted types, so I'm not entirely sure why she chose to go the way she did, but again, I do expect her to arrive still. There's no sign of foul play at this point, so perhaps you check back in a little while and we'll have something special for you.
Sounds good. I'll make my way to the tavern. I'll come back later, but if she happens to arrive between then and there, let her know. I'll just be having a drink and spending some time waiting. Best of luck to you. We'll talk soon, I hope.
He's like, certainly. I will definitely pass on the message to you.
Much appreciated, friend. Much appreciated.
Okay. Anyone else? Verkin, what do you want to do?
All right. So at this point, Birkin's going to head to the festival grounds in search of a snack to eat.
Okay.
Preferably some fresh hot bread.
Nice. Well, you can absolutely follow your nose, and you will definitely find some. There are stalls all over selling different flavored breads. You do have some olive loaves from the Quillinisty realm. You've got the Plainsmen doing more of flatbread type approach. There aren't any dwarven food vendors here, but I'm sure something would fit your palate if you're interested in getting just something to eat. As you walk to the parade grounds, you do, again, also see that lining of merchants and bakers and entertainers and such. And again, there looks to be events starting up, and you can see people running the different events, either the dancing competitions, axe throwing, pie eating, or jousting, calling for anyone who would want to participate to come up and sign their name to the roster.
Okay, so I'm going to head up to pick up a piece of flatbread.
Okay.
And then after obtaining said flatbread, I'm going to head towards where they have the games set up and go to the pie eating contest.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, you see this young, rotund human female who sees you. Oh, dearie, would you like to try your hand at eating pies? If you win, you get to whole steal to yourself as a prize.
Absolutely. Count me in.
She asks your name,
What
and
flavor pies are these?
well, so they actually have some a little unorthodox pies. Again, this is plain, so you have your sort of sweet potato pies that are going to be mixed together with other types of like cactus pies made from the sort of the meat of the cactus leaves themselves. I don't know if they're leaves, but the cactus pieces. And ultimately, it's really just a mix of gourd type pies that are sweetened either with honey or different types of flowers in order to make it more palatable and welcoming.
Real. Sorry, I think I was lagging a second there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think I might have missed what you said. But count me in. Sweet potato pie eating contest.
All right. So she puts your name down.
Accepted.
What was your name, dearie?
Virkin.
Virkin. Okay, Virkin. As soon as we're ready to begin, I'll call you over. First, we're going to wait for the opening ceremonies, and then after he dismisses everyone, we'll have this event, and it should draw quite a crowd. You've got some genuine competition this year, so good luck to you.
Excellent. Thank you. So I will head over to where the opening ceremonies are going to be happening.
Yeah, you do see people start gathering at the parade grounds in the center in front of the main stage. But again, they're still setting up, and you see people sort of calling, like, "Can you hear me from here?" And people are moving around the parade ground just to make sure that if you're going to project your voice, you're going to be heard by everyone. And people are starting to file from the village itself into the parade ground areas, and it is getting infinitely more busy than it was before. Anyone else want to do anything here before the event's open?
Anik is going to follow Turandel into the bar and try to talk to him between songs.
Okay, as soon as you walk in, you see the barkeep call out to you, "Your kind is not welcome here! Get out!"
I'm on nightly business. Nightly business. Mind your own.
"Nightly business, my ass! You are not allowed here, Kender. Don't make me call the city guard."
All right. So instead, he's used to that. So instead, he's going to head over to the where the wares, the shops are, the parade.
Okay.
And there was a female Kender, Terry Whistlefist, that was the first Kender he ever met when she was in his parents' castle, just kind of like trading her wares. So he was fascinated by her, and he knows that she's supposed to be in this vicinity. So he's going to kind of ask around for her.
Okay. Yeah, as you ask around, you do find that, well, let's just do an action here. So you're investigating. Let's do a perception action.
Okay. Okay, so 9 plus his perception is a 2A.
Yeah, and that is the Orb's suit, so that is a trump. So you don't have to pull over a new card from the deck itself, but you can if you want and add it to your total.
Okay, let me do that. Seven.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you ask around, and everyone directs you right over to Frush Breakbow's tent. And as soon as you arrive there, he looks at you and he's like, "Wait, are you Thistle? No, you're not. Do you know Thistle? Do you know where she is? She's supposed to be here already."
We're old friends. We go way back. Now, granted, I only met her one time, but we go way back. And she told me the same thing, that she was going to be here around this time. So is she here?
No, I don't think she is. I don't see her. I don't know. He like lifts your arm. Nope, not under there. Maybe she's not here yet, but perhaps you could go check out some of these other really wonderful merchants' wares, and they probably have much better objects than I have for sale. As he's like sort of putting his arms in front of all of his booth of product on the table and stuff, trying to sort of push you back, further away. Just smacks your hand. Honestly, Don't make me call the city guard.
All right, so he doesn't want to cause trouble because he's he's a future knight, so he is going to acquiesce and just kind of wander around and try to keep his hands to himself.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else want to try anything else? Torrendale, you're playing in the tavern there.
Okay. After I get a few drinks, my character starts to become a little tipsy. And starts slurring his songs and fumbling with the. And I'm assuming people probably get to the point where he starts to become sad almost to listen to, and I would assume the shopkeeper would politely or impolitely ask me to leave.
Yeah, at this point, when it just starts going south really quickly, he walks up and, he's being discreet. He's definitely turned the table on you from being distrustful, to being appreciative of what you're doing. He's like, son, I believe you've had too much to drink at this point. You should probably leave.
Yeah. I should. But can I have one for the road, please? Something, just a little more, please. Just for the road. I'll be out of your hair.
He takes the glass and he fills it halfway and he hands it back, or the mug, and he hands it back to you. He's like, leave the mug. You can also see people sort of filtering out as they know that the parade itself, or the events are going to officially begin too.
All right, I take my wineskin and I just pour what I can in there, probably splashing most of it on the ground, and then just like, thank you, my lord, and just kind of head out and just go watch the festivities sitting on the side of the road, kind of just trying to drown any my thoughts of my past that I don't want to think about.
As you're walking out, he sort of puts his hand on your back. He's like, son, how about you get a cup of coffee? You need something to bring you out of this slump.
I worked this hard to put myself in this slump. I don't want to come out too quickly.
He just sort of shakes his head as you walk out. There's always sorrow in a man's heart. Okay, anyone else want to do anything?
I was heading to that particular
so I'm sorry. Yeah, so you actually arrive about the time that he's stopping playing, and you can see the entire exchange between him and the barkeep, and he's sort of sending him out. Is there anything you wanted to do before he actually leaves the tavern itself?
I suppose I approached saying I was appreciative of his actions on the road. I was just like, Thorndale, what ails you, friend?
And Angor, good to see you. Good to see you again.
Perhaps a cup of water?
No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
No, I don't think so, my friend. In this sort of gathering, person can find themselves with a dagger between the ribs right and quickly.
Let's do an endurance check on you, Torrendale, just to see how well you're holding together.
Well, I prefer to be holding together horribly, so I'm playing
okay,
with one.
then don't worry about it then. Yeah. Okay, so you play the one. What's your endurance?
My endurance is a 4A.
Yeah, so you're not doing so well. You know that if you keep this up, you're going to have a hell of a hangover in the morning.
Well, I learned from my father. If you don't stop drinking, you don't have a hangover.
Jeez. This is getting dark. All right.
Am I picking up on this?
Yeah. Angor, what are you going to do?
As I said, am I picking up on this? Obviously, I'm seeing a guy drinking himself into trouble, feeling slightly concerned, but obviously it's a festival. There are those that pray in the week, so to slump down in a alleyway or between tents would not be advantageous.
Mm-hmm.
Easy way to get yourself removed of your coin and any possessions.
Yeah.
So I think I'll take Turndale under my wing. I was only going to kill time anyway.
Okay. Well, you do see you knew that there were other stalls at the parade ground themselves that were selling wine and beer and spirits of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to direct him that way, you could, or if you wanted to try to, I don't know, get him some water from the well, or whatever you want to do.
Yep. Well, friend, it looks like this place is closing down. Everyone's heading for the Parade, how about we get a drink at one of the tents? Would that suit you?
My friend, I'll go with you anywhere. And I put my arm over your shoulder, and you can smell the alcohol on him, and he's he's still like somewhat sure on his feet, not like he can still walk, but he's stumbling a little bit, and you hear under his breath he says, "It should have been me."
Oh shit. Darkness, man.
That's deadly talk, my friend. We've asked ourselves that at times, but get you nowhere. Every day of life is a gift.
Yes, as Brenchala used to sing every day.
So Anik is going to walk up to him completely oblivious of his inebriation, and he's just going to be like, so you're a bard, right? So if I do like something like legendary, you'll be able to like record it in song?
Little master, I could do anything with music and rhyme back when I was younger, but at this point in my life, sometimes it's difficult for me to create something that's lasting or even sounds good. But I could always try.
And then you could like tell my father?
So I don't know your father, but why do you have so much dinnerware on your chest?
Why, are you hungry?
Just interesting.
So, Anik, as he asked you that, you noticed that you've been carrying around this really ornate sort of wooden carved wand that Frush was selling that just happened to be in your hand in this moment as you were like looking down at the dinnerware all over you.
Okay. Curved wand.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll like hold it up and he'll say like, did anyone drop this? But he doesn't like say it really loud, just kind of, did anyone drop this? No? Okay. I tried.
Yeah, you actually, right before you stop and you say, I tried, and you put it away in one of your many pouches or something, you do notice that there's some like patrol guards walking by. They sort of look over in your area, but they notice the companions you're with, and so they just sort of ignore you and keep walking on. But it's probably not best to be calling out as a Kender. Did someone drop this? Because chances are you probably handled it, and you could get in trouble.
Fool, are you trying to get yourself killed here?
No, just trying to help, but it seems like there's a lot of people here. A lot of things get dropped.
Your type
What
helped
can
no
you
one.
help?
What are
Maybe
you
I'll
playing at?
Maybe I'll talk to those guards, see if they need any help.
Now that reminds me of a song.
Oh, I'd love to hear
Well,
it.
Thorndil, we'll go and sing a song elsewhere, and I'm going to guide Thorndil away from Anik and try and get to the tents.
Okay. So you all go to the parade grounds then? To some of the drinking tents at the parade grounds?
Yeah, away from Anik.
Yeah.
But
Let him walk towards if he's walking towards the city guard, I'm steering the inebriated. We're going to try and steer the inebriated Thorndil
Right.
away from Anik and the guards and the situation that's about to unfold, so
Okay.
we can walk towards the tents.
once Anik sees Turandel walking the other way, he's going to change his mind and try to follow him in case he does something amazing. He wants to be close by to him.
Okay.
I just.
Yeah, good luck getting rid of him. Okay, so as you guys start going up to the parade ground, you start to hear wind instruments blaring, announcing the opening of the events. At the top of the parade main stage, you actually see this Plains Barbarian chieftain by the name of Heavy Heart. You see Medeus, who is the Centaur chieftain, standing next to him, and next to him is Wanderer. For those of you, well, let's find out whether you know or not. Let's do a reason check. So let's start with you, Anik. Give me a reason check. A reason action, I should say.
7 and reason. Where is that? 6B.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 13.
13. All right, Verkin.
Alright, this is gonna be rough. My reason is a 1C. So... okay.
So 6.
You can still utilize that
Okay.
5. Yeah, so 6.
Angor, reason?
Sorry, what are we trying to reason again?
I'm just trying to figure out if you know who these people on the stage are.
All right. Not particularly bothered, so I've got a reason of 1.
Torrendale?
I have a reason of 5A, and I'm playing a 1.
Okay. So only Anik actually knows. Wander is the son of Goldmoon and Riverwind. He's from the Quayshu tribe, but he has moved down south into this area, and he has sort of set up a little tribe here as well. It's just an aside. Make sure you guys pick up a new card as well as after you played that. So on the stage, everyone's starting to gather around, and it's sort of standing room as everyone's around in the parade field itself. Heavy Heart walks up. He just sort of raises his hand as a means of asking everyone to be quiet and sort of drop their voices. He's like, "Welcome, everyone, to Duntol's Harvest Festival. May your time here be one of peace and joy. This is a happy time when the Father of Seasons bows his warming gaze to Mother Earth, and we enjoy her bounty. She embraces us in her blanket of cold, which warms us as a community, encouraging us to gather together, shares tales of our lands, and reconnect with those we have chosen to honor, as is the purpose of this festival. We have wares and delights from Quilinisty, music and dancing from Ergoth, and even spices and mysteries from Kerr. You are welcome to be as active or passive in these festivities as you are comfortable. But remember, you are to respect and obey the laws of our humble village. We welcome you." And everyone just sort of claps and everything, and there's some music that starts playing up. You can see that Medius and Wander sort of like look across at each other and just sort of nod over at Heavy Heart as, like, job well done, and, presenting the speech and stuff. Then they all sort of remain on the stage as they watch people slowly filter out to the different activities. And again, there's jousting, there's axe throwing, there's pie eating, there's dancing. Let's resolve the pie eating contest is about to begin. You can hear that young, sort of heavy-set woman calling out, "All right, Verkin, Flank,
Oh boy.
Henry,"
Alright, so
calling out to everyone. So you go up.
I make my way.
Okay. So you make your
Pie
way up
lady.
to the pie eating table. It's basically just a long table. There's 4 other people that are sort of standing next to you. You can see the woman approaches you and she says, "We are going to have to bind your hands behind your back, of course, but know that when you are ready for a new pie, just nod your head vigorously and a pie will be placed in place of the empty pie dish. Does everyone understand the rules of eating as much as you can in the allotted time? Are there any questions?" You can see a crowd starting to gather. People are laughing and jeering. They look at the dwarf and they're like, "Oh, that's not fair. Everyone knows dwarves can eat their weight in pie." And some other humans are like, "That's a myth." There's an elf, a half elf up on the stage, who's like, "I believe this is a bit of an unfair balance of the scales. Dwarves are notorious for their overeating." And the lady's like, "Oh, everyone just hush now. It's going to be a fair contest. Everyone has the same opportunity to win. And of course, everyone must know, not only are you giving a fresh, brand new pie," and it's just this, just beautiful looking pie that they're going to, give to the winner, but also 1 steel piece as a reward. Are we ready, everyone? And you can see like drums start to play, like sort of building up the tension in the audience. All right, so they bind your hands behind your back loosely. Of course, you could pull them out if you really wanted to. And your hair, you said, was in braids, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then that's not going to really be an issue for you. Does anyone else want to try to get in on this at all?
Sure, my character will, in his inebriated state, so I could compete.
Okay, so the young woman's like, "Oh, we have another. Well, please, sir, come on up. We have more room." Someone brings up a chair, and everyone sort of slides down just a little bit more. So as you go
Sit
up
down.
and sit down, they sort of she like the smell of the liquor or the alcohol is just very prevalent just in your breathing. She's like, "Are you sure you want to do this, honey?
I am as able to eat a pie as anyone.
Do you understand what you're getting yourself into? You're going to be eating as much pie as possible."
And I will eat as much pie as I possibly can.
Very well. Uh, anyone else? We have room for one more. If not, we'll begin with this group. Very
Anik is
well.
like,
What's that?
yeah, Anik is like, this is beneath me as a knight, but I am excited for Verkin. I survived a dragon attack with her. Go Verkin!
You see some younger folk turn around like, "You saw a dragon?" They start like asking questions about that while the event is starting to go on. As soon as the event formally begins, attention is, of course, pulled toward the pie eating itself. All right, let's do some endurance actions here because we need to find out how much pie you can actually eat in any given time. So we're going to start, of course, with an endurance action. This is the first round. And again, this is the time itself is malleable here. We're not doing one round per one round, but just as we go through this, I'm going to have you guys do a number of checks, and that's going to guide how this whole event is going. Every once in a while, if you, the players, are seeing me flip over these cards, this is a way of me gauging random reactions, not only to yourselves, but also the events and the people around, how they're going to react to each other or in this particular given contest. So reading it just a bit like you would read tarot or something like that. But that's what I'm doing whenever I click those cards over. The audience can't actually see that at this point. So you're up on stage. Let's do our first endurance check. Let's start with you, Verkin, and then we're going to go with you, Torndale, after that. Endurance.
Alrighty. My endurance is a 9D. That is an 11.
Nice. Yeah, so you are holding in there. You are just tearing this pie up. You feel, you didn't actually have any lunch, and so this is actually helping you out a lot. The flatbread isn't really filling your stomach, and this is doing the trick for us. You're in it. You're in the game. You're in the zone. Torndale?
Feeling proud as I'm chowing down.
Torrendale has a 4 in endurance, and he plays a 1, and is going to completely just, as soon as he starts to go down and looks at the pie, he feels extremely sick and just vomits over the whole entire area.
Oh my
and then
God.
just and then he falls asleep in the pie.
Good grief.
Okay. So you actually see some of the other contestants between mouthfuls of pie like, "Come on! What is going on here?" The elf, half elf, like lifts up like, "You should be representing our kind a little bit better than you are, sir." He's like, goes back to eating. You see the woman that was sort of officiating this entire thing. She's like, Steve, can you please get this gentleman off the stage? And he just like lifts you up like a sack of potatoes. Someone comes up with a bucket of water as everyone is still eating, and you were just at the end, sort of pushed, everyone aside at the end. They splosh the water across your end of the table. Some of it soaks up a little bit of Verkin's side, but it's not enough to really make a fuss over. But at least it got the vomit off the table. And they like grab you and just sort of throw you off the side of this short elevated, it's like 6 or 7 inches off the ground platform, and you're just sort of laying there by yourself. Does anyone want to do anything to
I'll go. I was kind of standing mystified as he, lost my grip and he went to take part in this contest. So I'll go over to Anik to scoop him up. He's obviously out for the count, so I'm going to throw him over my shoulders and go and find somewhere to set him down where he's not going to get everything taken off him. I've been in these sort of festivals before 100 times, passing through towns, and I know how it goes, so can't just leave a guy lying there.
Yeah.
I don't know him. Go Verkin!
All right, Verkin, let's do another endurance check.
All right. I did draw another card.
Oh, yeah,
Those two?
yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Always.
I'm going to go with here. Alright. again, my endurance is a 9D.
Okay, 9 is that is enough. You seem to be just doing really, really well. Everyone else is starting to slow down a little bit. You can see there, a couple people are like burping up, like very loud, just obnoxious, like brrr, a little spittle is flying and dripping off of their face from all the pies and stuff, swooning just a little bit. But you're holding in there really well. That half elf completely falls out. He's just like, I can't do anymore. I'm good. I'm out. I tap out. And so they go and untie his hand, and he sort of like ushers himself off the stage, stumbling and stuff as he's obviously getting ill. Okay, so anyone, Anik, did you want to do anything before we do the final round of this?
No, he's just fascinated. He's just watching the whole thing.
Okay, let's do one final endurance check and see how you're doing.
Alrighty. Bring out this. Flawless and tough.
What is in the numbers?
It's a 14.
Oh, yes. So 9.
Okay, so 14 you said total?
But you're getting better each round.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. They call an end to it because everyone else is slowing down and falling out. As soon as the time passes, they count it up. It turns out that, compared to everyone else, you ate 3 more pies than everyone else in the allotted time. And so they award you with this really beautiful pie and everything. And she's like, there's a prize inside of it, darling. And she sort of winks at you. And then she hands over a little purse. It's more of a symbolic thing because it's only 1 steel. But still, there's a little purse that has like a little embroidered pie on it. And, she's just sort of having it stand up there. She lifts up her hand and she's like, everyone, the winner of this round. We will be doing another one of these later on tonight. Virkin the victor. Everyone's like clapping and cheering. Virkin. You see some, like little kids in the crowd going like, she would probably keep eating, I think. Like, look at her. She's all round and stout and stuff. You have like just bits of like yellow yams and like pumpkin and like crust falling off of your braids and your chin, and you just completely, a pie mess all over your face. So the events continue on. People are going to do a bunch of other different things. For those of you who are wanting to engage in any other activities, you're more than welcome to just spend time doing that. But ultimately, Angor, you see Frush start walking up toward you. The centaur.
Right, yes. However, I've got an unconscious Anik. Well, actually, no, I've set him down, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I'll just raise my hand and wait for him to come over to me because I kind of can't move.
Yeah. Okay. So he walks up. He's like, so I have a bit of a problem, and I'm hoping that you could help me with it. You see, as you had mentioned before, you were looking for Terry, and Anik, you can hear this from the crowd and stuff, but you're in close enough proximity to overhear this as well. Well, she hasn't shown up yet, and I'm becoming quite worried, actually. I'm wondering if perhaps I could hire you to find out where the hell she is with my cursed goods.
Certainly. What direction was she due to?
Could Anik interrupt when he hears this?
Yeah, what do you got?
Are you saying there's a damsel in distress?
Inasmuch as you could call a Kender a damsel, I suppose. Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying, and I need someone.
I'm your man.
I'm not asking you.
No point needed.
I don't need your help. I'm looking to the soldier.
Well, be gone.
Be gone. I say good day, sir. So Frush turns back to you. He's like, so would you be willing to look for Terry on our behalf? I know the town that she was headed toward.
That'll be helpful. What town?
Okay.
Write the town here.
Okay, so
I pull a piece of parchment from a pouch.
He's like, I
And
have
hand over
never
to Thrush.
learned to write. That is much more of a human construct than us centaurs. But, he sort of leans in. He's like, it is Lynn. It's up on the coast in the swamplands just south of Sable's realm. So
I know my head.
L-I-N-H.
Right. I know my head in acknowledgement. Yes, I'd be interested to know what happened to my friend as well. Leave that with me. I'll head there immediately.
Thank you very
Now,
much.
Once I one problem though, I have a friend here who's a bit worse for wear. Is there a place I can take him where he's not going to get stripped bare?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm just a little tired.
I rest my hand on my dagger's hilt. Just
Fresh just
relax.
tells you, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, there are recovery tents, first aid tents for people who, have heat stroke or maybe find themselves getting a little ill. But, you're welcome to check those areas out. But I would insist that if you are going to be my man, then you head out as soon as possible.
I reach up and I start to come around. Angor, is someone in trouble?
Yes, Anik. And it's not you. I need to make haste,
I can assist you.
but I can't leave you like this.
I can help. I'm sorry. I have a problem sometimes. I just need some water, and I can help.
I think he just ate too much pie.
He didn't actually eat any pie.
Yeah. Right, my friend. Traveling companions are always useful. Let's get you some water. You be gone. I have no time for your nonsense. This is serious.
Okay, so Verikan, as you're coming off the stage, you see this group that you came into town with sort of gathered around. You see the human basically telling the Kender to be gone and just like get out of here. Is there anything you wanted to do to engage with this group?
Yeah, I'm gonna while toting my glorious pie in one hand, I'm gonna walk up to where I see the Kender, and I'm gonna say, thanks for cheering me on.
That was amazing. I've never seen anyone go through pie that fast.
Can we start shifting off slightly while they're talking?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
You two
so
started just
I start
sidestepping.
guiding Anik away just quietly, hoping they don't notice.
This stumbling drunken guy. Don't notice him.
I gotta try.
Okay, so what are you two gonna do, Anik and Verkin?
I'm definitely gonna want to try to help to find this this Terry Whistle Fist.
Yeah,
So
I mean, you know her, so you're invested in it.
Yeah, and this definitely seems like a quest. He's been looking for something like this, so he's excited about it. So
Okay.
He realizes that he's not going to be allowed to go by himself, so he's just going to try to stay like 2 feet behind Angor.
Okay. And Verkin, are you joining them?
What time is it? Like evening now?
Yeah.
Is it getting on to be dusk? I suppose I'm gonna attempt to find a place to rest for the evening.
Okay.
If there is a nearby hut.
At this point, the festivities just kicked off. I mean, your pie eating contest was the first event for the evening, and this is probably going to go well into the morning as far as celebrations are concerned. So, if you wanted to close down at this point, you could. But Frush is sort of looking at Andor and Torrendil walking by, and he sees you sort of talking with Anik, and he's like, Madam, may I speak with you a moment?
Of course, yeah. So I walk up to Fresh.
It
still
seems
carrying my pie.
you are a friend of this Kender of some capacity. It looks like he's tagging along. I was wondering if you might, allow me to hire you to make sure he doesn't interfere with my new friend Angor and that drunken buffoon over there. They're looking after Terry Whistlefist. She was supposed to deliver some goods. If you could maybe make sure that Anik He doesn't even know the name. If that Kender doesn't get in the way, I would pay you once you return.
Well, I would not say that I am a friend of this Kender, and I would have to ask you a fairly steep price in order for me to be seen with this Kender.
So Anik's gonna say, "Look, guys, I know how you view my race, but we're trying to find a Kender, right? Who knows more about Kender, where they go, what they think, what they can do, than a Kender? I'm telling you, I'm your man. I could do this."
You see Frush like,
Very well.
all right, well, wonderful to talk to you all. Have a wonderful evening. And it sort of like clops off. Clop, 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 clop. So you guys
right.
are all four, in one manner or another, paid to go on this journey to hunt down Terry Whistlefist's caravan that was supposed to have arrived hours ago and is quite delayed. We're going to pause here for a bit of a break. For all of us here, if we can just be back on Skype in like 5 minutes or something, and for everyone watching, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Now remember that your mics are going to be hot still, so either mute your mic or just don't say anything while we're gone or something. I'm going to turn on some music in the interim, and hopefully, as that's going, we will be back here in about 5-10 minutes max.
All right.
Okay, that went a lot faster than expected. Okay, I just want to give you guys a heads up. I may have to cancel this stream. I might have a family emergency here. We're finding out at the moment whether or not it is, but I will let you guys know if I do. But that's, if I do like immediately just jump off, there's something happening right now that I'm kind of keeping an eye on, trying to stay focused here.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's all it's life. Life happens. So okay, so you've all agreed to head out when? When do you want to? Let's sort of role play this situation. You've all agreed to go looking for Terry Whistlefist and the caravan or the goods that she was supposed to deliver. How do you want to move forward with this?
Right. Alec, are you in any state to travel?
Oh, that's Terendil was the guy that the bard that's drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, Trendle, sorry. Apologies. I do have it written down. Sorry, Trendle, are you in condition to travel?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Muted.
Sorry. What can I do, Adam, to answer that question? Should I pull a card?
Let's do an endurance action.
Okay.
Let's see how well you're doing right now.
Endurance. I don't think I have any cards for endurance.
Was this 9 for someone? I can't remember.
That was from before.
Yeah, I had 9.
6.
Okay, so I'm going to drop a 5, and I have a 4 endurance.
So 9 total. Yeah, you're still feeling pretty under the influence at the moment.
Okay.
You might be able to get some coffee or something to help, take you out of it, or maybe just drink some water to help get out of it. But if you're intent on going, you're just gonna have to go drunk.
Okay, sounds good.
So everyone, let's figure out this party lineup. Who's gonna be the scout?
Anik offers to be the scout.
Okay. And so it seems like the general leader, Angor, you have an A in leadership, so you're, the most qualified, but that doesn't necessarily mean if you don't want to be the leader. Who wants to be the sort of the leader person?
No, makes sense. It's a dangerous road. I've kind of got a ragtag bunch here, and I'm like, how am I going to survive this? Because there's one or two who could be more hindrance than. However, Anika's scout makes sense because he can take the first arrow.
Who's going to be
Birkin, I'm not too sure about. I need
Got my
to.
dinner plate.
Birkin, have you been in combat before?
Oh, good question.
Define
You've given
combat.
no indication of who. I know nothing about you, and I'm kind of appraising everybody. The bard I've got respect for because in the end, when we faced the dragon, he brought me out of it. Anik, I've just completely written off. He's an arrow catcher in my mind. Birkin's the only one I haven't appraised yet.
I do
'cause
have
kinda
some leadership, and I have a pie that I'm willing to share.
Anik the arrow catcher. I like the sound of that. Legendary.
I'll be the leader of said party.
Well, I mean, it looks like Angor has sort of put himself in that position already, but we do need someone to be rear guard. And start the marching
I'll take
order.
up that position.
Okay.
What with the name of Bumblebum?
After that much pie, I might be wrong.
Birkin, can I trust you to watch our backs?
Whatever.
These roads can be dangerous.
Of course.
Okay. So there's no easy way to say it. The road to Lynn is not a paved, well-traveled road. Is this something you're going to try to do like at this moment and just head out as quickly as possible? Or are you going to wait till the light of day? Like, what's your plan?
I think safe. While concerned from a friend, understand that these roads are treacherous normally. With a festival going on, there's more chance that bandits will try and pick off stragglers. Because I know there's possibly a lot of coin around these are. So I think, especially taking in Anik's condition, waiting for the first flight. Plus, we've just travelled in, so we've literally just been on the road as it is. Need to check supplies because none of us were expecting to leave so soon. So I'm thinking get travelling supplies that we need to stock up and prepare to leave at first flight.
Okay, so that is going to be, a number of hours away.
She could be in danger. I have night vision. I could scout for you guys.
We are of no help to anyone if we're not in condition to fight. All we do is add to the body count.
Who knows what trouble she could be in?
Got a point.
Well, in this case, obviously, unknown quantities in a party, I have no faith in. Not about to head out in the night maneuver.
Okay. So is everyone else okay waiting until morning?
Stupid combat. Plus, we need supplies. What has everybody got weapons-wise? Kind of bring here.
I carry a dagger, and my loot is a very trusty bashing weapon.
Yeah, for me, I have plenty of supplies, like a flail, a battle axe, a dagger, some shurikens, some liquor, and now a pie. So I kind of need to walk off all those pies that I ate. I'm ready to hit the road.
I have a short sword, Straw Slayer, with all the dummy straws that I've killed in practice.
Oh, man. I've murdered many a straw in my day.
We're dead.
You may be surprised.
So I'm going to look at Torendil and ask him, do you feel fit to hit the road?
I have been in worse shape and have traveled. I think I can go whenever you're ready. Angror,
Does everyone have trail rations?
I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Yeah, it would be pretty easy to get enough traveling equipment here with all the merchants and stuff like that on outside this parade ground.
All right, let's do it. Let's get trail rations. What we need to travel immediately. Then gather that up, and then I suggest strongly to Turndale to grab a cup of coffee before even think about moving out.
Okay.
If he can present himself to me, Compass Mentis, he can go. If not, I'll have to leave him behind because I can't take any risks with the night maneuver.
Right.
So it all hinges on Turndale. If he can get himself sober by the time everyone goes, grabs rations for the road and any equipment they might need, then we'll move out.
Let's do another endurance check then.
All right.
Everybody?
No, just Torndale.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else is good to go.
Let's just see what happens.
Oh! What's the total?
Total's going to be 14.
Okay. You rally. You get
That's a
yourself
strong
together and you are ready to go.
It's like I'm in that movie, A Princess Bride, and they just keep dunking my head in cold water, dunking my head in hot water, dunking my head in cold water, dunking my head in hot water. That's enough. That's enough.
Have fun storming the castle. All right. So everyone's ready to go, and within the hour, you can all get all the provisions you need for your average, adventuring. I don't, however long you think this is going to take. What do you guys think? Do you think you need enough for a day, a week?
Well, how far away is Lynn? We need obviously Lynn will be a chance to resupply.
It's going to be a few days.
So we need a few days rations. Obviously we can live on the road as needs be, but we're going to basically that's the direction of travel.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and sort of speed this motion portion up. So as you set off, you note that the sky has darkened considerably. The way north is going to be difficult as there are no well-paved roads, rather trails that are lacking in attention. You will be winding your way up and through hills and entering a marshland before you arrive at Lynn. So let's go ahead and see how the first bit of your time goes. The weather turns completely. You're getting massive winds coming down from Shalsea, just buffeting everyone directly in your direction of travel, so right in your face the entire way. which also slows you down just a little bit. And it doesn't seem to let up for the entirety of your travel through the hills as you're following this sort of paved road. You actually don't see anyone else. It could, of course, be because it's nighttime, or it could just be because of the weather, or some combination thereof. And it's no surprise you don't see any sort of. Well, actually, here, Anik, since you're in the scouting position, how about you give me a perception check?
Okay. Six, and his perception. Whoops. 2A, so 8.
8. Okay, you don't see any proof of any sort of travel from any wagon or cart or even other people. And it could just, again, be because the ground is getting soaked with water because of the rain and it's washing away any trails, or no one has actually come this far as of yet. But the terrain is starting to turn from hilly, grassy into much wetter and more marshy. And as you're entering the marsh area, there's a card here on the table here. As you're entering the marsh area, I'm going to need a surprise check from the scout. So let's see. Avoid surprise is a perception action. So roll your perception. I'm going to get rid of this card that's on the table.
6 and perception is 2. Oh, sorry, I put it right in the way. 6 and perception is 2, so 8.
All right, let me see.
Perception's 2A.
I got you. I'm just... Okay, and then I'm going to need you to give me an avoid surprise action with perception again.
Okay. 5, so 7.
Okay. So all of you notice that as you enter this marshland, you are immediately beset upon by some creatures. Okay, so do you all see this map? Okay. Here are all of you. You see your names underneath the character. You can select the character and move them around and such when it comes time to that. But you are surprised, which means that you're going to be closer up than you are right now. So just give me a moment. I'm going to move you up closer since you did not notice what you were walking into. So Torndale's behind Angor. Anik was the scout. Verikin is the rear guard.
I couldn't hear them over the dinner plates.
It's all clattering the whole way. Clang, 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 clang. Let me go to my GM overlay here. From the top of the ridge here, you see a giant ogre standing there as lightning is flashing behind him and the rain is pouring down. The normal average marshland seems to have water starting to build up and run around the area. Your feet are sort of sinking in to this space. And you all see in front of you a cart that's overturned with 2 Bozak Draconians and 1 Baz Draconian. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember the characters' names. Angor, is it? Colin, your character?
Yep.
You actually immediately recognize Gareth Falston as one of the Diamond Company members that you had campaigned with, and he is on the ground. Blood is pooling and running with the running water as these Draconians are standing over him. You literally walked up onto them, and so they get an immediate opportunity here. So I need the leader of the group to resist a closing of a range, and so this is going to be a perception action. So I need you to
Right.
give me a perception action.
Right. 11.
Okay. So that was unsuccessful. These Draconians leap forward at you. I'm going to, yeah, thanks. course, I don't have the right thing selected. Why can I not select these? There.
It freezes up sometimes.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, which is kind of frustrating. So the Bozak charges down towards Anik. You see, I'm sorry, the Baz does. The Bozak comes over to one side of Angor, and the other one is standing next to Gareth, who's lying in the ground there. And you see the ogre call out, "Get them! Kill them! No witnesses! Stable won't be happy if they see us!" And so I need Anik to avoid an attack. So this is going to be a defensive action using endurance.
Endurance. Okay. From my my deck, right? I don't pick from the cards yet. Okay.
Right, right. So this is the Baz number 1.
Okay. A 9 and endurance. 6D. So 15.
Okay.
He can draw another one, can he?
Oh, yeah, that's Trump.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's okay. This is the first combat.
Draw. 7.
Ooh.
Wow.
Is that also Trump? Because it's this.
Yes, it
the sheet.
is. You can move that off the deck and then click another one if you want.
Oh my God.
Okay, you succeed. You are just, as this draconian charges toward you, you see it just slash down with this sort of jagged blade that it has, just screaming, "I'm going to eat your meat from your bones as soon as I'm done with you." And you're just like ducking and dodging and, sort of like spinning out of the way. I don't know, maybe mocking him in the process, but he completely misses you. Angor, I need you to do a defensive melee action as well. This is an endurance check.
Endurance. What is the link? Sorry, did you say endurance?
Yeah.
That's 11.
11. Okay, you were actually struck. This Baz Draconian, like his wings spread out from underneath his little cloak that he was wearing, and it looks like he's just charging at you and using the wings to propel him toward you. As he glides into position, he like slides his sword across, beats through your defense, and hits you. You take... I'm sorry, I gotta look at which one that was. That was Bozak. So the damage is 10. So subtract 10 from your armor rating. So on your character sheet, your armor should have like some sort of number reference of minus.
-3.
Okay, so 7.
7.
So you need to resolve with your hand of cards 7 points. So if you have a 7 card, you can just discard it. But this means you do not get a card back. So you're going to be down from recouping this. If it takes more than 1, then it takes more than 1 to get to 7.
I've only got. Right, so let's do that.
Oh, man.
So that's 2 cards.
Yep. Okay, go ahead and delete them. You should only have 3 cards in your hand, because you have 5 beginning and you just had to use 2 in
No,
order to...
I've got 4. I've only got 3 in my thing.
I'm seeing 4 on your hand.
Yeah, but it's saying 4.
Yeah.
But a 3 in my deck.
Oh, really?
I don't have 4 cards, I've only 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
my character too
Well,
should
not-
have
not 2
5,
anyway,
but I
right,
only
okay.
have 4.
what's that?
Right.
My character too should have 5, but I only have 4 cards in
It
the deck.
says 5 on it. That's weird. Okay, let
Yeah,
me
no,
hold
when
on.
I
Let me
open it up-
recall all of them
yeah.
really quick.
Okay.
And I'm going to reshuffle out and then just let's do. Damn it. Sorry, guys. This is all new.
Wouldn't want to be
everyone.
accused of cheating now. You know how it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the first time we're doing this, so I'm going to
Yeah,
deal
I think it's just a wee system glitch.
5 over to Derek. I'm going to deal 5 over to Ashley. I'm going to deal 5 over to Chris and 3 over to
Yep,
Colin.
I see 5 now. That worked. Thank you.
Okay, so we should be set on that then.
Yep, we're all sorted.
Okay, so now it is no longer surprise. I'm going to move this a little bit so you guys can kind of see what's going on here. There, so the audience can see it. Okay, so we have the ogre up on top of the ridge. We have a Bozak Draconian facing off with Gareth, and we have the Baz and Bozak down here attacking Anik and Angor. So who wants to go first? And we'll just continue in that order. Let's just go in order of the camera as I'm seeing it. So at the top it's Anik, then it's Verkin, then it's Angor, and then it's damn it, I can't remain Torrendil. So Anik,
Okay.
what do you want to do?
He has a short sword, so he's going to do the knight salute, and he's gonna yell out, "Terrendel, sing my story!" And he's gonna attack the Baz.
Okay, so a melee attack is a strength action. So the way combat goes for every individual is you both do, and if you're going to attack, you do an attack action and a defense action, totaling up the damage between the two, and then applying the damage afterward. So, whoa, 9. And that's Trump.
So pull a card from the deck.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so 13, and then let's see. You go to his sword, right? Which is a plus 3.
No. Well, yes.
Oh, sorry.
You add the 3, but also your strength.
Oh, right. Strength is a 4A.
So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 total?
That sounds right.
Okay. You definitely succeed. So in order to find out damage, you look at the sword number, which I think you said was 4?
The sword is a 3.
A 3, and then you add your strength together, and that's the damage that you do to the Draconian before he mitigates any of it.
7. Strength is a 4. Sword is a 3, so 7.
Okay, now I need you to defend from its melee attack, and that is a endurance action.
So I get rid of these 2 cards. Do I pull any other
You
cards
pull
or no?
one to recoup the one that you took out of your hand.
Oh, I do pull 1. Okay. Okay, and then now I do a defense action, you said?
Mm-hmm. Endurance.
I'm sorry, endurance. Okay, 4. And endurance is 6D, so 10.
10. So you actually get caught by his sword. You take 8, 19, 14. What's your armor?
Armor is -2.
So wow. So you're going to have to reconcile 12 damage as you did 4 damage to, let's see, that's Baz number 1.
Okay. Remove this. 12, you said.
And you can tell as you sliced into this Baz Draconian, you hurt him really, really bad. Like blood is just oozing out of his side where you caught him.
I'll do 3. I have to do 3
wow.
cards.
Okay. Wow. So you only have 2 cards in your hands
cards left.
until you're healed.
Okay.
That's brutal. Okay, go ahead and delete those off the table. Ashley, you're next. You don't have anyone actively attacking you, so what do you want to do?
Yeah, so I'm gonna attempt to heal since Angor and Anik are both damaged. So I'm gonna attempt to heal them both, if that's possible.
It is possible. All right, let's walk through this really quick. So this is a spell. Your invocation time, how long do you want it to take? Instantaneous or 1 minute or what? Those are the 2 options that will last in combat.
Yes, instantaneous.
Okay, so that's 5 points. And then the range you can easily you're in melee range of Angor, but you're not in melee range of Anik. So
can I move forward?
Well, not if you're going to be casting, because this kind of takes the entirety of your event. So all it would take is a near missile instead. So then that's 5, 6, 7, 8 points so far. And duration, of course, it's just going to be instant because it's just a quick
Yeah.
heal. So 9 total. And then it's going to be 2 people, so that's 10, 11. And the effect. How many points do you want to heal? Oh, did we lose you? Are you locked up?
Yeah, I lagged again there.
Okay, that's okay. So how many points do you want to
Last
heal?
I heard was 11. Okay, say that again.
How many points do you want to heal?
They both took like 10 hit points. Is that right?
Right, but we think of this in terms of like cards. So 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards.
2 cards.
Okay. So then you said 2 cards, so that's 11, 12, 13 total spell points, and the 13 is your difficulty rating that you have to beat from a spirit action.
All right. Yeah, let's see what I have here.
Michael, as you're watching this is Dragonlance Fifth Age Saga System. It came out after 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons sort of ended its life cycle, and it only lasted a few years, like 3 years or something like that. But that's what we're playing right now. So what's your total?
All right, so my spirit is an 8A.
Okay, that is enough.
17.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Oh shoot, yeah, Colin and Chris, you both get 2 cards back.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thank
nice.
you, Birkin.
Yes. All right, cool. That worked. Do I not draw a card back after that?
You do. But just make sure you mark off 13 points from your spell point list. Okay.
Right, I went to drag one there and it didn't happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of stuck there on my screen. Is that right?
Mm,
Have you any cards down on the table?
no, I don't see any. Can you try to grab... Here, I'll just deal you one.
Try it again.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, there we go. I'm back up.
No, you
Okay.
might need
It
to
must be just
reload.
It's showing. Okay, so
That's okay. Right.
So,
Angor.
quick question: Am I taking the 13 from my mysticism?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Great job, Birkin. Thank you.
Right then.
Sure.
All right, Angor,
Let that
what do you want to do?
Yeah.
You've got a guy on you.
I wanna put a sword in that green one.
Okay. So you attack
I
the
wanna
Bozak.
remove
This
its
is
head
going,
if possible.
this is
Yep,
going to be
Bozak,
a strength action.
Yep.
Just let me know your total when you have it.
So that's 17.
Okay.
Sorry, 16. Apologies.
16 does it. That's what you need to hit. So what damage do you do? So add your strength to your weapon modifier.
That's 11.
Whoa. Okay. And this is the Bozak. This is a
Yeah,
bronze
Bozak's the green one,
draconian.
like straight next to me.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. How much damage was that? 11?
11.
11. Wow. Okay. Now you have to do a defensive action. This is him attacking you, and this is an endurance action.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you pull back the card that you just
Uh,
used.
I was about to say it's not right. Hold on, that's not showing up. Hang on, I'm gonna have to.
It's showing
there
on
it is.
my
Right.
end. Yeah.
All right, got it.
So endurance action.
Endurance, that's 14.
That's exactly what you need. You avoid any damage taken from him, and you actually cleave this Bozak straight into its gut. And or you were trying to for the head, right?
Yeah, I wanted to take its head off.
Okay, well then narrate what happens with that attack. How do you do this? Let's give us a little color.
So because it's stabbed me, did damage. Because I'm close, I just take my sword, cutlass, at close quarters, swing across straight in front of me, with the idea of removing it because it's because of its wings. I don't want to get into any sort of fence. So almost as if I'm going to punch it in the face, but I'm throwing my cutlass out at the same time to cleave through its neck.
As the head slowly teeters on the edge of the flesh after your blade passes by. It sort of hangs back on this little flap of the scaly skin of the back of its neck, and it just crumples down to the ground. Within less than a second, the entirety of its body explodes violently out, and everyone in melee range, which is Anik, Angor, and Torrendil, you have to reconcile 5 damage points from the explosion that just happened. Subtract 5 from your armor modifier, and whatever's left, you're going to have to resolve with your cards.
All right, I drop a 7.
Ooh, okay.
And I have to lose that card,
Oh,
right? Or did it
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Sorry, how much was the damage?
It was 5 damage. So minus your armor.
Adam, does the shield come into play with that?
Yeah.
He has a small buckler shield. Yeah? Okay. So he has
Where'd that
3.
go? Oh, there it is, right.
Um,
So I needed a 2. I've got armor 3, so I needed 2 to resolve that.
Okay. So just remember you're down 1 card.
I have to burn an 8. That stinks.
Yeah, that does stink. That means you got some good cards, apparently. Okay, so now you're down 1 card because of that. And this Bozak had exploded and is now gone. Let me get it off the table.
I think I wounded him first.
I call dibs on that one. The ogre is screaming, "Get down there and kill him!" You see this other Bozak, I'm sorry, fly down
Hold on.
with its wings.
Or were we fighting the same one?
No. He just said that.
Sorry, Anik, were you not going for that orange one that was right next to you? Or am I mistaken?
All right, Torrendil, you're up.
All right. Since everyone's taking a little bit of damage, except for was it Birkin? So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and step back a little bit. And now, can I split actions?
It's really just one thing you want to do.
Gotcha. Okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and play a mysticism to help us recover cards.
To heal?
I'm going to go ahead, to heal. I'm going to do. Can I move right here and do that, or as one action?
No, you really can only do one thing in any given
So I
moment.
can't move?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Just to
there's not like a
cause-
tax of opportunity or anything like that. He's looking at Angor right now.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and just play from where I'm at, and just try to heal all 3 of us if we can.
Okay, what's your invocation time?
We're gonna do instant, so that's gonna be 5.
And then your range? Your
Is that melee? Is melee within range for?
well,
Since I'm
only for
one
2
square
of them
away?
because you're between 2 of them. To get everyone, it's going to unfortunately have to be near missile.
Near missile. Oh, okay.
That's for you. So 8
Okay,
total.
so that's 8 total.
And duration?
What's the? I mean, it's just gonna be instantaneous.
Instant, yeah. So 9. And area of effect, it's just going to be, let's see, every one of them. So that's well, it's who's taking damage?
There's only 3 of us, so.
Yeah.
Just me and Angor are down.
So small
cards.
group. That's
Yeah.
3.
But Anik's taking more damage than me.
Right. So how many cards do you want to heal?
Just do. Let's do 1.
So I'm counting 15 points. Is that what you got? Spell points to do this?
15 points, I think so. Yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12. No, 13 points. So your difficulty is 13. You need to resolve that with a spirit action as well. And then subtract that
so-
from your cards. Oh, it's been, we'll say it's been like 5 hours since you guys left the town and since you last cast the spell. So you have 5 spell points back as well.
Oh, 5 back. So
Yeah.
okay, let's see. I was at 16, so I'm at 11 now, and so now I need to cast another 13, right?
Yes.
So 11, it's gonna be 24. Okay, 24 spent, and I'm gonna drop an 8. So that will give me a 15 with my 7 spirit.
Okay. You did it. So go ahead and recover your new card, and everyone feels healed. Did you already grab your cards? If not, go ahead and grab one.
Awesome. Thank
for being
you.
healed. And the music is
Good
playing
shit,
out, and the ogre is yelling, "Get him! What are you doing, boys? Kill him! Kill the Kender!" Anik.
I get that a lot.
I get that a lot. You're up, Anik.
Is it me?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to attack. I'm going to keep going at that Baz that I wounded before with
Okay,
the
so
short
this
sword
is a
again.
strength action. Oh,
7 and strength. 4. So total is 11.
11 is not enough to hit it. You like trying to.
Is
What's
that Trump with the sword?
That is Trump. Yeah, pull another card.
Okay.
That doesn't. That's 18 total. So, what's your strength and weapon modifier total together?
Okay. Strength is 4, and the weapon is a 3, so 7.
7, and then I need you to do a defensive melee action, which is endurance. Go ahead and get rid of those cards and recover a card.
Okay, I'm gonna do 5, and you said endurance?
Yeah.
6, so 11.
That is not enough. Okay, so we're going to resolve the damage done to this Baz Draconian. You had already hit once, and that ends up killing it. Really quickly, I need you to do an agility action.
Okay.
So make sure you resolve your cards before you do the agility action.
I'm gonna do.
Once you hit it the second time, you cut into its flesh, and you notice that its flesh is starting to turn to stone, and you're trying to yank your sword out before it gets stuck in there at this moment.
Gotcha. A 3, and then you said dexterity,
No, it is
agility.
agility.
And that's Trump.
Trump. Okay, so agility is 7, and then 4, so 11.
Okay, you barely do it. You pull your sword out just in time as the actual full body of it falls into like the stone form and then just crumbles down onto the ground.
Phew!
Just
Straw
landing over.
Slayer. I almost lost you.
Straw Slayer, no. You can hear the ogre just screaming madly as it like climbs down this first bit. You can see there's a huge little drop off there. It kind of feels like it's stuck at the moment. Oh, you don't see this ogre, do you? Do you guys see the ogre?
Yep.
Yeah, but
Okay, good.
It's right here, right?
The card.
Yeah.
Up at the top.
Okay, so you had taken a hit from it before it died, and that is going to be a 12 damage attack. So subtract your armor from that, and you're gonna have to resolve the rest of it.
Is that me still?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. What am I doing?
You were hit for 12 damage.
12 damage. So I gotta burn that many cards, right?
Well, subtract 12 from whatever your armor is. So if you have a
Okay.
3 or 2.
Armor is 3 total. Okay. So sheesh. All right, I'm gonna do this.
Well, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Okay, so just remember that you're a card down.
Okay.
And now we're moving on to Verkin.
All right, so I'd like to move next to
Just
this
close range
Draconian.
on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I able to move and attack?
Well, the action is closing range on it from near missile range to melee range. Maneuvering range is an agility action. So I need you to do that, and that's going to be your turn for this moment.
Agility. Oh. Alright. Agility's pretty lowly. It's a 2, so I got a total of a 4 here.
4? Yeah, that's not enough. You see, as you move forward, he sort of just sidesteps to stay a little bit out of your range. You can go ahead and
Great.
recoup your card. He's just like, nope, I don't want to be anywhere near you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And then Colin, Angor.
They went great.
Right. Can I attack diagonally, or
Yeah,
does
yeah,
it
yeah.
have to be?
Yeah, don't really think of it in diagonal terms. I mean, you were just
Right,
you
so
were
I'm gonna-
right next to it. So this is gonna be a
No, but
strength
you know, I mean,
action.
adjacent squares. Yeah. Do you know why diagonal squares don't always count as side by
Yeah.
side?
Yeah, but you're good.
Within this game.
Yep, you're good.
Right, so okay, so I'm going to attack again.
Okay, strength action.
So that's strength.
So this is Bozak number 2.
Oh, Zach.
So that's 12.
That is not enough to hit it. I'm going to need you to do a defensive melee action because it was focused on you. It's your endurance action.
So
Oh, nice.
endurance is a 6. So that's 12.
Oh, that's not enough. So you do end up taking 10 damage. So subtract your armor and then drop the cards necessary for that.
Sorry, 10. So that's 7. Ah, I'm getting.
Yeah, it's brutal. Okay, you got 2 cards down.
God damn, I got it.
It's rough, man. I mean, these are draconians too. I mean, it's not like it's not nothing.
Yeah, but I got. It's like rolling ones.
I mean, at least you're not slipping on the floor or something.
Oh, God.
Okay, you actually see this ogre climbing down this little mountainous hill there. And it's tall, it's imposing, and for what it's worth, it's a female. Just letting you know. Okay, so we've got Ashley with...
So it's wearing baby armor.
What's that?
It's wearing baby armor.
Baby
That's
armor.
gameplay.
I guess.
That points is full Jim. No.
Virkin? Did
Yeah.
we skip?
Ogre boots.
No,
No.
you already went. Okay, yeah, so I'm sorry. Torrendale.
All right. I'm going to fling my dagger at the draconian.
So this is
See
near
if I
missile, and that's agility.
Near missile. All right, and I'm going to score a 8 plus it's agility, not dexterity.
Correct.
Okay, that's going to be only a 10 then.
Is that Trump?
No.
No, it's
Oh, okay.
yeah. That would be a trump for melee for sure, for strength.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah, as you throw it, he just sort of moves his shoulders a little bit, and it slides right by his face.
Okay.
No one's on you, so you don't have to do any defense maneuvers at all. You can recover your card. At this point, the ogre already moved down. It's going to try to close range. So since Anik, you are the forefront scout person. Actually, it's a leader action. So let's have the leader give me a what is that called? Resist a maneuver action. That's your agility check.
Right.
So that's going to go
Just
to Angor.
yeah.
Agility.
No cards.
Yeah, so you just play a card
Oh,
with
right.
your agility.
But I am up asleep. 7.
7 is not enough, and that was a dragon, so that's a mishap. So you are,
I didn't think it would be.
as the leader,
Hold on, you still got the ogre up at the. Have you moved the ogre?
well, maneuvering range is a turn, so that's why it's doing
Yeah,
this.
he's still way up there.
So it moves forward much closer to you.
Well, maybe-
Now it's in near missile range at this point, as you were unable to resist its maneuvering tactics. And it is just pissed. It has this massive knobbed club, and it's just got like froth in its mouth, just foaming at the mouth. It's so angry. You can see your friend Gareth just sort of like trying to lift himself out of the water where his blood is seeping out at this point. He looks just completely pale white in his face, but he's trying to get up, but he just doesn't seem to be able to do anything. He's just really, really hurt at this point. So, Anik, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna go after that Bozak that I think was wounded.
Okay.
Oh no, he wasn't wounded yet, but I'm still gonna go after that Bozak that's next to me with the short sword.
All right, that's a strength action.
Okay.
Nice. Trump.
And that's Trump, right?
Yep. Make Fifth Age great again.
Okay, and strength is 4. Okay, so 4, 9, 18.
That hits. What's the damage you're going to do? Is it 7 again?
7, right? Yeah.
Okay. And then let's see. That is a Bozak. Okay. I need you to do a. Well, actually, it wasn't attacking you. It was attacking Angor. So let's move on to Verkin Bubblebum.
Okay. So is that draconian like currently engaged, sort of? we could
Yeah, it
say?
hasn't been hit at all
Kinda?
yet, but it's right now. It's fighting Angor, and it's like maneuvering around Annik's attempts at hitting it.
All right, so I'm gonna attempt to do some melee once more.
Okay. So closing range. This is going to be an agility check.
Right. Okay. Hmm. All right, so it'll be an 8 total.
It is not enough. So, you know, you're trying to move forward, and for some reason, you're just unable to close range into him. He is a wily little guy, apparently, using his wings to
Okay.
sort of buffet around him and such. Okay, so let's go on to Angor.
Bummer.
Right. Oh, that'll do. Right. So going to attack again.
So that's a strength.
Right. So that's 16.
That hits. What's your damage? Oh, wait, you did actually, Annik did damage the.
7, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
7 damage.
Sorry about that.
That's good.
Oh,
So
sorry. Did I go too
no, you're good.
soon?
What was your number?
Sorry, 16.
16 is a hit. What's your damage?
Damage is 11.
Wow. Okay. So you, yeah, I mean, you kill it. So tell us how you did it. Tell us what it looked like.
So while he's engaged with Annik, I just straight up go to cleave the wing off because it's been buffering about. So my attempt was just to ram the sword, just cleave the wing, or as close as possible to the shoulder blade. So the sword's just coming straight down over the head when I see a gap between its neck and wing while it was buffeting about. And as Varric got pushed back, I launched my attack with a cleaving motion straight down.
Nice. As soon as you do, it crumples. You just hear the sickly sound of bones breaking from your sword. Blood is like splurting a little bit out. And then again, you start noticing its body start to just sort of vibrate, and it explodes out. Shards of bone and matter come flying out. Everyone, well, not everyone, but Annik and Angor take 5 damage. So you're going to have to resolve that with your armor first, and then your cards if there's any left.
Right. So that's 2.
Armor's 3.
Damn.
Let's see.
Damn.
Yeah.
It just blasts in your face, and you sort of
Right.
fall back for a second. You're hurt.
So I resolved that. 3 from a chainmail, 4, so that was enough.
Okay.
But
Yeah, one
I gotta
card
burn
left.
this 4.
Okay. So you can tell that these two are really hurting from all these stupid draconians exploding in their faces. And I'm going to need a resist maneuver action from you, Angor.
what's that?
And I'm sorry, yeah, this is an agility.
Agility, right.
You got the one
That's a
card.
3.
So I
Oh,
play
it's
your
one
card.
4. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. So you don't resist it. This
4.
ogre charges straight down towards Verkin. You're just like right in the line of sight. It hates ogres. Traditionally hate dwarves, So it just sees you just red in its face. I'm gonna kill you, dwarf. Rah! So now, Torrendil, you are up. What are you gonna do?
I am going to use my channeling, and I'm going to see if I can reduce the ogre's skill or strength
Ooh.
as much as possible. So that way, when it does something, it's going to be weaker, so it doesn't hurt things as much.
Right.
Playing a song of weakness.
Okay. So this is different from the other ones you've been doing because you've been going unresisted with your healing. Now you're going to have to resist his essence skill number, whatever that may be. So invocation time.
Let's go ahead and do instant.
So that's 5. Range is missile. Or I'm sorry, melee.
Not Jason. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's Jason.
melee. So that's 2. That's 7. Duration.
Duration.
1 minute is a round, just so you know.
Yeah, let's see. Let's do, so if I do 15 minutes, that will be 15 rounds, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Let's do 15 minutes.
Well, this is the duration to cast.
Oh, duration to cast?
Yeah.
Oh, not how long the spell lasts?
Yeah.
I thought that was what the
Oh, that's
instant
invocation.
was
You're
for.
right. You're 100% right. Okay. So 15 minutes is 3. So that was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And it's an
yeah.
individual. So that's 11. Are you just casting on him or in an area?
Just on him. Yep.
So I think that's 11. And then this is going to be definitely... well, I don't know. Are you going to do like a number subtraction from his
Yeah, so if I
coordination, his
subtract,
physique?
is that
So it's going to be either 1 to 2 or 3 to 5 or 6 to 9. What do you wanna do?
let's drop it from 3 to 5, I guess.
I mean, I would just argue, just go for 5, whatever the top is there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
2 more, so that's 13, is that right?
That sounds right, yep.
Okay. So you got a 13 base, but then you have to spend more to get over what you suspect its essence is.
Let's see.
This is a
So,
large ogre.
I'm gonna go with let's see. At 24 right now, I have 49 total. Let's do 15.
So the spell points was 13. You're doing 15 more or 15 total?
Well, I was gonna just do. Is that me spending the mysticism points of like if I spent 15 more, that'd be higher than what I
Gotcha.
needed, right?
Yeah, but always keep in mind, whatever the number is, you have to meet that with your cards.
Oh, so I see what you're saying. Okay. So right now, currently, I'm at. What was it again? I was at 13.
It was at 13 that you had to match.
13.
Do you have cards
And-
to do that just as a base action?
Well, I'm not. I have a trump, and so I'm
Oh,
hoping I
okay.
can pull something that will magically push it up.
Yeah.
I'm currently at 7 with my spirit. It's 13. And to beat that, for the resisting part, that's the part I'm not 100% familiar on. Do I need to spend that much, whatever their
Whatever their
essence
essence
is?
is, yeah.
And I have no idea what that would be.
Correct.
So I have to spend 13 points anyway, right?
Minimum, yeah.
So I'll spend a total of 15, which will be, it probably won't be enough, but so a total of 15 is what I'm spending.
Okay, so
Which-
let's do the action to resolve that.
Let's see, so that's 24 plus. Okay, and I'm gonna
Oh
draw.
God, he's got a calculator going. Oh,
Okay, so we got
This does not
Chrysania,
bode
Chrysania.
well.
Whoa.
Come on, Chrysania. Help me out here. Help me out. Here we go.
Alright.
Let's see what we get. So that gives us a, was it the 7 plus 7 plus 1? That's 15. That's what I spent was 15. So I don't know if that worked.
You successfully cast the spell, but it was not enough to affect the ogre itself.
Okay.
Sorry to say. So you went through the entire motions and you're bringing up all this energy from within you, and as you release it, you just see it wash over this hardy monstrosity that is looming over the dwarf with rage in its eyes, and it doesn't even seem to notice you. You can go ahead and recover your card. Let's move back to Anik.
Anik is seeing this and thinking that maybe the ogre has been weakened. So he's going to try to jump on top of him and grab him. And he says, let's keep this one for questioning.
Okay, so this is literally called a closing of range from melee to personal. So this is an agility action.
Okay.
Or maneuvering range, I should say. So you're going against its coordination.
What?
You said agility?
Yeah.
So it's 7, so 8 total.
Yeah, you're trying to like leap on it, and it's just like elbowing you off of it. You know, you're just unable to close and actually get onto it at all. Virkin. It is
Alright.
looming over you, very angry. Because clearly
I'm
you guys
looking at this
ruined its
ogre in
plans.
disgust.
It's not weak.
Man.
It's not weak.
So I'm gonna whip out my trusty flail and attempt to bash
Bash you
his
right in.
knees in, since that's probably what I'm standing about.
Right. So that's a strength action.
Yes, let us see. Alright, so that is what you call a trump, right? So I have
That
a
is.
9.
Nice.
I have a 9A strength.
That's very nice. So pull another card.
Nice.
Ugh.
So is that 18?
What's that total? So, you add all those together?
So you had 9 with the 6? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that 18. Unfortunately, with this monstrosity, it is not enough. So you
Ooh.
swing over at it, and you literally hit it, but it just grins and spits on the side, you know, just out of its side of its mouth. It's like, you're going to die today. Now you need to defend. So this is going to be an endurance action for you.
Alrighty.
You're like, ah, shit.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Why is Boo-Poo a 9?
Oh no. Boo-Poo's crafty.
Alright, my endurance is a 9D. So here's a 13.
Wow. 13 total is
Yeah.
not enough. So it does actually hit you. You take
Knew it!
18 damage.
Oof.
Ow.
18!
18. So recover the cards that you have been playing, because you just did 2
Yes,
different
I get
actions. So
2.
get those 2 back. And then subtract 18 from your armor modifiers.
So if I'm in the negative, then I have to take that out of my cards.
Well, if your armor is negative, you just that's
Yeah.
the number you take away from the 18. So what's the negative on your armor?
Oh, my armor. Let's see. A total of 2. Negative 2.
So you have 17 points to reconcile. No, I'm sorry, 16 points to reconcile.
16, yeah.
Yeah.
16.
New
Oh
math.
yeah, that makes a difference.
Dead!
Yeah, that's gonna hurt less.
Do you have enough in
Who's
your
got a
hand
favor?
to
Yep.
do that much?
Oh, hang on a second.
Now, keep in mind, any card you play that's an endurance suit, which is Helms,
Yeah.
is a trump.
Oh my god, I don't have one. And no, I only have a total of 15 for my 4 cards here.
Okay, discard all of your cards. You are unconscious. It just smashed down on top of you, and you
There
just
you go.
crumpled under the weight. Holy
Do I
cow.
delete these?
Yeah. All right,
Good.
we're going to have to stop it from killing people. All right, so Virkin, unfortunately, just got crushed. You saw her swing out with her mace, connect, and it didn't do anything to
It's a
this.
flail.
This flail, I'm sorry. Connect with it, and it didn't do anything to it. It looks down and just smashes her with this huge knotty club, and it looks over at the other ones of you. He's like, who's next? She says, who's
Unbelievable.
next? So, Angor.
I'm gonna stab it in the neck or try to.
Nice. So this is going to be a strength action.
Avenge me!
7.
I'll have 5.
13.
Is not enough. So you swing at it, and
Oh.
it sort of bats your sword away. You're gonna be next, boy. It just got done attacking, so I'm not gonna have it attack you. Torrendil.
Oh man. No.
All right.
Well, you get-
Okay, I'm done with this. So I basically start playing a really fast, high momentum song, and I basically is saying, "You stop where you are. You understand who you are facing and what you're doing. We were sent here by Beryl, and you are gonna have to pay." And so I basically am just trying to lie my way into getting him to submit. Maybe a little intimidation.
Turndale goes metal with the power codes. Yes.
Okay, you're trying to manipulate it mentally. So then let's do. Let's do a presence check. So that's going to
All
be
right.
your suit of crowns.
gotta
Yeah,
work
so
it
it's
out.
an
Pretty
8
green.
plus I got a 7, so it's a 15 plus it's trump. So let's see if we can get something out of that. We got a 3 on top of that, so it's a total of 18.
That is enough to succeed. You see it stop for a moment. What do you mean, Beryl? He doesn't deal with whelps like you. You're a half-elf. He owns Quellinisty.
Well, half elf means I work for him because my people. You need to stop, otherwise you're gonna pay.
You did enough to stop this thing from attacking. It's just sort of gauging you, basically, in what you guys are all about. Because now it never thought Beryl would come up. And for some reason, it's clearly afraid of Beryl. If you guys remember at the very beginning, it was saying something about this is, they're working on behalf of Sable, and they don't need any witnesses. So now there's like a rival overlord. You can see this female ogre thinking a little bit, and that's enough for Anik for you to go. Go ahead and recover your cards. Anik, what you got?
Well, I think attacking him would kind of go against what we're trying to. So if he's docile right now, if he's not attacking us, I'm going to say, that's right. Beryl sent us on an important quest.
Yeah, that's the ticket. It was definitely Beryl.
And you're in our way.
All right, let's have you do a presence check.
Oh no.
This is going to go either really well or we're all dead.
It has to go well.
All right, and you said presence. Let's see, 6. So that's 11.
Yeah, it doesn't believe anything you're saying. He's like, wait a sec. No, I know Beryl would never work with a Kender. You're disgusting. I might as well just turn you into jelly now. So let's have you resist an endurance action. Resist a missile attack or melee attack. I mean.
I'm gonna try to burn this one.
Oh, come on, high card.
You said endurance is a 6, so that's 7. But the heart is that
That's
trump or no?
No, it's not. Not for
It's
endurance.
not, right? So 7.
Yeah, endurance would be the helms.
Right.
Okay, you are smashed with his club. You take 18 damage.
Oof.
Oh.
This is going to be the shortest campaign ever.
18, so that's -3 for the armor, so 15. Okay. Oh boy. No, I don't got it.
Oh no.
7, 9.
So it just smashes you into jelly just like it promised. You're unconscious on the ground. Go ahead and discard your cards. You have 2 remaining people. We've got Angor and Torrendil facing off against this massive ogre. I would say that it's easier to buff up your party members than it is to debuff others. So if you wanted to, say, increase your strength or endurance, it's easier to do that than drop someone else's, just because it's an uncontested spell. just
Gotcha.
as a
I
note.
see what you're saying.
So Angor, you are up. You see it just crush
I'm
that
gonna-
Kender.
Well, there's no other option. I'll have to go for it. So I'm going to try and stab it in the eye, try and find a soft part. So I'm just going straight away with the sword, try and stab it in the eye.
Okay. That is going to be a strength action. Oh, it's Trump.
So that's yeah, but I've nothing to trumpet with.
Well, you
So that's
click one
9.
from the deck, right?
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. What's that? I can't see.
That's an 8.
8.
10. That's 17.
17 is not enough, unfortunately. You can go ahead and recover your card. So as you sweep at it, it just brings its club down to block your sword thrust. And it looks down at you like, you are not even worth my time. But I think the elf needs to go next. And you see Gareth stand, like sort of lean up, and you see him pull up a crossbow, and he just fires off. Fires off a shot at it. Sorry, guys. I don't know why that jumped up super large. And you see it stick into the back of this ogre. It sort of lets out a cry and turns around, looking over at Eric. I thought you were dead, boy. Now it's time to finish the job. It just changes its direction is all. So, Torrendil, what do you want to do?
So is that bolt? Where's the bolt at that's stuck in its back?
It's just center mass in its back.
Center mass?
Yeah.
So what if I just want to take my loot and just smack it right on the bolt and try to push it further into its body?
Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, that's still going to be a strength attack, of just regular attacking it.
Okay, let's see. Do I have
Just hammer
I
the
got a-
nail.
trump of 4?
Nice.
So I draw another one, right?
Yeah. Hopefully it's a sword.
And I got a 7. And because I'm not really attacking the creature, I'm attacking the arrow to push it in. So I don't know if that helps. But I got a strength of 6. That's 17.
Okay. Sorry, I'm ruling here. So go ahead and recover your card. You just basically like a bat. Its attention isn't on you. It's not actively trying to defend from you. Its focus is drawn, and you hammer it right into its chest, and you hear it scream out.
Oh, and you hear my loot go, dring. Sorry.
What's the damage on your loot? So your
I
strength
have
plus
it-
your club.
It's I have it as a total of 10. I don't know if that's right.
Holy shit.
I have 4 I did maul. I don't know if that's right. It might be because it's a two-handed
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I thought.
No, I mean, this is, you're sort of calling a very specific action. So just use your strength and the weapon bonus.
Weapon bonus. Which one is the weapon bonus again?
So you're using it as a club, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
looking
in-
for the arms and armor.
Yeah, I'm opening it right now as well.
Damage is on this thing for assuming it's a hammer. Would this just be a mace or a hammer or
Is
what?
there not like a club? I'm looking here.
Yeah, I didn't know. I saw
Yeah,
a
it'd be
cudgel.
like a cudgel basically, so +4.
Yeah, so it's a +4 damage.
Okay, so I'm
I
sorry.
would
So
add that to your
what's that
character
total?
sheet just for future.
10.
10 total damage. Jeez. Okay, you actually, the damage of the arrow bolt that struck him in the back mixed with your 10 drop it down to its knees. It's not dead, but it is severely wounded. You
Well, that was
see it
lucky.
like turn back at you like, "Ugh, I'm gonna make you pay for that, you half-elf bastard!" So go ahead and recover your cards. And we're going back to the top. So it's going to be Angor. It's going to attack on your turn, Angor. So I need you to resist a maneuver distance. That's going to be an agility check.
Right. Agility, 3, that's 11.
Okay, that's not enough. So you actually see the ogre. I'm going to move that aside. The ogre charges toward Gareth. seems to be cleaning up the mess one at a time. Go ahead and recover your card. And Torrendil, what are you going to do?
Shoot. Well, now he's out of range. I don't know if I can heal enough to. I mean, I only have 10 points left in mysticism. I don't know if I can heal very well.
Right. I mean, if you take a round to do it, that's 4.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 is the minimum, and that would heal 1 card.
Okay. Well, I think I will. What is it to heal 2 cards? Just 1 more, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can apply first aid on Verikan if you want, because she's right next to you, and that would give her 1 card if you successfully do it.
Okay.
I still have 51 in mysticism.
Awesome. Then let's
Whoa.
do that. I'll go ahead and play. I don't have any hearts, but I have a 6 plus the spirit of 7, and I will spend my. And that's 7 points I have to spend, right?
Oh, are you doing the spell, or are you just doing first aid?
Oh, first aid, I guess. It's whichever
So,
works.
Okay, so first aid. I'm trying to see. There it is. It's dexterity.
Oh, dexterity.
Yeah.
Well, then that's much higher. That's a 15.
Okay, so you successfully run first aid on Verikan. Verikan, you get 1 card.
Yeah.
And then, so that's your turn, Torrendil. Verikan, you're going to be up next, actually.
All right. So obviously, I'm gonna try to heal.
You see Gareth shouting out as he knows his Angor, "Run! Get out of here! Go!"
Telling us to run. Okay.
It's
so
just
I'm
watch
going
2 of you
to-
get crushed. So he's
Yeah.
trying to help.
I don't know if I should do first aid on Anik. Can I do it from where I'm standing?
No, but there's no resisting with Anik trying to change range, so you can just go up to Anik and do it if you want.
Okay. But I can only do first aid or healing on my turn right now, right? One
Yeah.
or the other.
Yeah, one of the 2.
All right. Sorry, Anik. I'm gonna do Guard revival, I suppose. For Torrendil.
Okay. So then how many
No.
cards are you going to try to give Torrendil?
Angor.
Angor?
Torrendil. Angor.
Okay, how many cards are you going to try to give?
Alright. Let me see. Let me open up this thingy.
Because instantaneous is 5. You're at a melee range, which is 7. Instantaneous is 8. Individual is 9. So however many cards, just add it to 9. You want to heal.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go for 4.
So 13 is the action number you have to beat, and that's the amount of spell points you got to burn. So that's going to be it.
Nah.
I think we lost you for a second.
She's only got 1 card, so she has to have enough with that card.
Yeah, to do 13.
Alright, I lagged there.
It's okay.
Am I using spirit for
Yeah.
thingy? Okay. Sorry, guys. Alright. My 1 card. 6. Oh,
Use it well.
14. There you
So
go.
what was the total?
14.
That's
I have
it. You only
8
needed
for
13. You did it.
spirit.
Go ahead and recover your thing, and
Yes!
you get those cards back, Torrendil. Or
No,
Angor. Angor, sorry.
So I get 4 cards back. Sweet.
The name of the game is Forget the Kender, so you guys are doing the right thing.
Precisely.
Poor guy.
Yep.
He's all alone.
Yep.
Okay, so then we go back to the top, or back to Angor. You're up.
Does switching weapons count as a move?
No, you can go ahead and just swip him out.
Does switching weapons count as a move?
Nope.
Right, okay, so I'm switching to my light crossbow.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to shoot the ogre.
That's going to be, the
So
range is agility. No, I'm sorry, dexterity.
30, right. course I got rid of my bloody arrow card. Oh well. Times 36. That's 12.
That is not enough. Sorry to say. So you shoot by, it goes right past her. You see Gareth sort of look up to where you shot, and he does not expect to live the next minute. I mean, he's pretty much trying to draw it off of you guys, and he told you to run, and now he's just waiting for death to come. As you shoot that off, you see him reach up, with a sword out of his belt. And just, a dagger out of his belt and try to jab it right at the ogre. And you see him sink it right into her. She screams out for a moment, and you see her drop down to a knee. But she does not seem defeated at this point. Let's go ahead and have Torndil go next. You're muted.
Apologize. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and cast another healing spell, and I'm going to try to do that on Anik to get him back up from my space I'm currently at. I will cast it over 1 minute, and I'm going to, I guess that's near missile, so that's going to be 7. It's going to be instant, so it's going to be 8 area individual, so that's going to be 9. And I'm looking to do just 1 card, so that'll be 10. That'll be all my mysticism points. Does that sound right? Did I do that right?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and play this card.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
That's a 15 total. I don't think I need to draw another card.
Nope, you don't. That succeeds. So not this turn, Anik,
Appreciate it.
but at the end of the next round, you can get a card.
Okay.
Because it takes a minute for him to actually get this spell to go off.
Thanks,
so, Verkin.
All right, so am I able to replenish my own health or cards?
You can heal yourself magically, but you can only have first aid. Technically, you're only supposed to have first aid once after a battle's over, but since it's not engaged with any of you, I just had you do it then. But because you've already had first aid applied to you, it can only be done once. So the only way you can gain any spell or any hit points back or cards in your hand is to use magic.
Okay.
So if you want to do that instantly, that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, and then however many cards you want to heal for yourself.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to attack that smelly ogre, obviously. So I'm gonna try to give myself.
I mean, if you
I
wanted
don't
to
know
get 4 cards back, that would be 12. Do you have 12 spirit as an action?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say 4 cards.
Okay.
And I will use my 1 card here. So my spirit is an 8.
That's it.
There you go, 16.
So you got your full hand back. Just mark off
Okay,
that
cool.
many spell points.
13, right?
Yeah. I think that was it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think.
12. Okay.
Yeah. If I'm seeing this right. All right. So we move on to Angor.
Right. I want the close distance and get the ogre to turn his attention to me.
Okay. So let's do a resist maneuver or range, and that's agility.
Agility. Oh god, right. So that's 9.
That is not enough. You are just really hurt. You can move closer, but you can't get right next to her.
But I want to get its attention there. Is that okay?
I mean, you can definitely call out to it.
Within range. Yeah, so that's what I mean. I know I'm not going to get within range, but I want to move closer. But I want its attention. I want to be like, "Oi, fight me!"
In that case, how about a presence action? Let's do that real quick.
Presence is 5.
Did she kill Garrett or whatever?
No, not yet.
No.
No, not yet. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So that's 11.
You see it turn around, and his attention is now on you, for better or worse. It's like, oh, you want some? I thought I already finished you. Come on! It's going to try to, on its turn, because it usually goes on when you go. Are you going to allow it to close range on you?
Yes, I don't want my teammate to die. You know what I mean? So I want it over to me.
Its action is to charge up to you. Okay, so then Torrendale.
All right. Is my dagger anywhere nearby? I threw it and I missed at the Draconian.
You don't see it at this moment.
Okay, then I am going to.
The swamp water is just sort of like squishy, and a bunch of like muddy grass and everything all around it.
Well, am I not finishing up my song from the previous round? Isn't that what I'm doing?
Yeah, it's ended now. So Anik, go ahead and get your card. Or how many cards did you give him? 1, 2.
I gave him just one. That's all I had the points set
one.
for.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get your card
So
back.
he's groggy and he goes, "Oh, did I get him?"
Did I do it?
You should get up after him, Master Kender. Night of the dinner plate is needed.
Night of the dinner plate.
Okay, I am going to run up to the ogre, I guess, and is why I'm yelling, and I just am gonna try to be right next to him to kind of like at least cause a little bit of a distraction.
Let's do a maneuver range action for that.
Okay, and we got that maneuver's agility, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
It's gonna go. This is a 5, so it's total 7.
7 is not enough. Yeah, you can move a little bit closer, but you can't be right next to it.
Okay, so like right here.
Yeah, that's good.
1 square. That's all I get with a 5.
Sorry, you got to beat its coordination and the challenge difficulty. So,
No, you're good.
Anik, you're up.
All right, so he's going to yell at the ogre, and he's going to shoot his. He can switch to a crossbow, or does that take a turn?
Are you going to try
weapons?
taunting it, or are you just going to yell at it?
Just yell at it because I want to try to get a shot off too.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's going to be a agility. Missile attack is dexterity. I'm sorry, not agility.
Okay. Okay, and agility. Agility is 7, so that is 16.
That hits. What's your damage?
Oh, nice. The damage is agility also.
The damage is going to be your dexterity.
Oh, dexterity
plus
okay.
the weapon.
Okay, so dexterity is 9, and the weapon is
Jeez.
3.
Okay.
I should be doing this before. So that's 12.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
You actually see
Yeah,
it.
because we're having to use a lot of plot armor here to survive.
Yeah. After you you successfully attack it, it hits it right in the face, and you just see it sort of like stagger for a minute and just fall straight down, collapsing onto the ground.
Torrendale, did you see that?
Masterfully done, sir.
Excellent.
You see Gareth just like, goddamn believable. Who would ever have thought? He's just like, help. He's trying to get up and he can't even get up. He's just so weak.
Can I provide a healing for him? Do some first aid?
Yeah. Go ahead and do some first aid with your spirit. I'm sorry, it's dexterity for first aid. Sorry.
Dexterity?
Yeah.
So we'll do a... what's the target I'm going for?
Oh, I can't tell you the
Okay, I can't. That's fine.
challenge number.
Then I will go ahead and get a 16.
16 does
I
it.
have, I have 9 dexterity.
Okay. So you heal him up, and he's just laying there. Wow, it's dark in here. I'm like in darkness. Like it's just cloudy outside. So it's continuing to rain. His blood stops flowing out. He still is very, very white in his face. He's like, looking at Angor, I never thought I'd see you again alive. How you doing,
My
friend?
brother, that's... What happened? How did this come to pass? What happened to Terry? Were you not working together?
We were. I was hired to guard the caravan, but I don't think any of us anticipated Sable taking an interest in what was happening here. He just stops for a second, hawks out a bloody loogie, clears his throat, looks up at you. He's like, does anyone have anything to drink?
I give him reluctantly give him the leftovers of my drink that I was like.
He takes a
I kind of think about it.
Yeah. He takes a big swig, hands it back to you, and just sort of braces himself against the remains of the broken down cart. And you see, it did house a bunch of like fabrics and spices and stuff, but all the jars are busted and broken. Rain has seeped in and ruined any of the fabric. And it just looks like the entire cart is a complete mess. He's like, they caught us earlier this evening. We tried to run, but we hit this goddamned marsh. Terry got away, I believe.
What?
Or some other Draconians grabbed it. I lost sight of what happened when those Draconians were beating on me. But I believe she fled further north. But we need to get back to Duntall. I'm getting lightheaded. I gotta stop breathing, so I'm hyperventilating. That worthless ogre was telling us that Sable is going to make a move on Duntall, and we just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time and ran into him. We have to go back to Duntall. We can't go after Terry.
I was about to ask what on earth were you carrying to warrant such attack, but just wrong place, wrong time. Right, I guess we're go back to Duntall then.
Guys, no, she could be in trouble. We have to keep going. A knight doesn't turn around and back down.
You need to forget the goddamn Kender. We're going back to Duntall. There's a force that's going to come on them. We need to at least let them know what's coming.
Are you seriously telling me you're going to abandon civilians?
Who are you talking to?
Sorry, to Anik.
But Terry's in trouble. Are we just going to leave her?
Is one life worth women and children? I think Terry can look after herself for the moment. She seems to be quite fortuitous.
I guess she has survived so far. That's true.
I would agree that Kender is very resourceful, and when they don't want to be found, sometimes they're very hard to find. So I think we should go back to the town and prepare the people.
I agree. I think we all need some rest after that horrendous battle.
Yeah. So he's like, I think that's the right choice. Let's get out of here immediately. And he just sort of like tries to lean up on you, Angor.
Yep.
He's like, I never thought Sable would make a move like this, but it looks like he's trying to expand his territory, and Duntall is right where he's headed. And that is where we're going to stop this adventure episode. I want to thank all of the players. You guys did awesome against, to be quite honest, a force that I did not think you were going to make it out of at all.
It's bad when of DMs like trying to save your life. That's not normally the way it goes.
It wasn't looking good.
It was looking pretty
Those
poorly.
were so tough.
It's looking quite short.
But again, this is the very first time that we've run this together, and the first time you guys have ever played this before. So in the future, I think future times, rather than trying to subdue the enemy, but buffing up the group will help immensely, especially running across a massive ogre.
This works because we're not a cohesive team.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, until this first battle, that's how you form a cohesive team.
Yeah.
So it would actually represent this for well, all of this individual.
Yeah.
We're not a formed unit.
Mm-hmm.
And we just went into battle as individuals, so it kind of fits with the story.
Yeah.
I learned you can't jump and tackle an ogre from behind.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down. Write that
Well,
down.
you can't.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot.
But in saying that, Anik has earned some grudging respect from Angor, considering the way he handled himself in combat. So when it push came to the shove, he didn't fail. So that's good moving forward.
That's awesome.
Just need to sort your armor out.
Yeah. So next episode when we can get together, and we'll deal with that offline, but we will be dealing with returning back to Duntull, which hopefully is better and easier than what we just encountered, and hopefully warning them of what's to come. And this is all predicated on the hope that Gareth is telling the truth, and that those were actually agents of Sable, and that is really what's going on. Hopefully you didn't just consign Terry to a torturous death by abandoning her.
Forget the Kender.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank you all so much for joining us for this episode 1 of the Saga System Dragonlance 5th Age game. I would like to thank, of course, once again, the players for joining me and making this a very entertaining session. For the audience, what did you think of the Saga System? Was character creation after you watched that episode and then watching role-playing and combat, was that an interesting way to resolve actions that are taken in a normal Dungeons & Dragons game where you normally just roll dice instead of playing cards? Feel free to email me at info@dlsaga.com or always leave a comment below. I would like to take a moment and remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified about upcoming videos, and click the like button. And this all goes to help other Dragonlance fans learn about this channel and its content. And this channel is all about celebrating the wonderful world of the Dragonlance Saga, and I thank you so much for joining in the celebration. Once again, this is Adam with Dragonlance Saga, and until next time, Slanjavar.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, guys.